What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. We're back again with another live stream. It's Monday. We've just won a game. People are finally watching some YouTube. Okay, I got some views on yesterday's video. Obviously loved it that Xerxes had a great game, and kind of I was supporting him before he had the good game, and then he went and delivered. Rishi says hello. Rishi also says like the stream on your way in. I like how Rishi thinks. Kerwin says, yo, good day to all. How's everyone doing today, man? It's a Monday. We're feeling good after a victory, right? And let's just say deserved victory as well, because we're not going to sit here and be like we got lucky. And people need to appreciate the fact that Amorim is a good coach, and yesterday the better coach won. Okay. I think Amorim's ceiling is much higher. I don't think anyone disagrees with that. And if you do, what are you doing? Right? Because, Jesus, my mic. Okay, there we go. Kailami says, we are here, buddy. Imran asks, why are some fans so negative? I don't think it's about the negativity, man. I think it's a need to be proven right. That's what it is. Lies Bouzidi said some players are trying to get Amorim sacked. Isn't it convenient that his name is Lies? Just saying. Anybody? Lies? Neville Glitter says, evening gang, GGMU, hello Andy, hello Rishi. Hello Neville, very nice to see you. I forget where you're from. Are you from the UK? Remind me where you're from, please. People are still rolling into the stream. Let me just get the logo up here. Boom, let's do that on the right. And Karthik Sharma says, hey brother, hey, how you doing? Oh, Scotland. Right, here we go. Nice. So you're with Scotty McSauce. You're with Scooby Doo. I like it. I like it. All right, boys. The news today that we're discussing is Ederson. Apparently, Ederson is available for 30 to 40 million. And I think that is in January. The thing I really like about Ederson is his profile, right? He is 26 years old. He turned 26 in July. So this coming summer, he'll be 27. That for me says he's a, let's say, one contract player, right? If we give him a 5-year contract, he's going to be good for that. And for me, I generally want to go for 2 contract players, right? A little bit younger, maybe 23, 24. But we did get Brian Mbeumo, and we did get Mateus Cunha. So for me, the 2 contracts play out in the sense that it could be one contract where he starts off at a certain wage, and then the second contract, his wage just gets improved. So when I look at Ederson on Capology, his wage right now is 60,000 euros per week, which is like 50,000 pounds, if I'm not wrong. So it's a very low wage. And if he comes to United, even giving him a let's say 90K base with 120 bonuses included, that's a big bump for him, right? And so that's a good way to get him on 2 contracts, if you guys understand what I mean. Like, we get him in now, let's see what his performance is like in 2 years or so. And then if we want to give him a new contract where we get him on par with someone like Ahmad or even someone like Cunha and Mbeumo when he's 28 because he's performing so well, I don't have a problem with that. That takes him to 33. And I think, Kerwin, it's not 100. It's like 30 to 40, right? Last year, they were quoting 70 mil for him. Now it's going to be 30 to 40. We could give him a 90K wage or 100K wage, depending on what Ineos wants to do. And we can also give him a signing on bonus to make up for the fact that, listen, I know you want big wages, and I'm sure he has offers from Saudi and stuff like that. And I don't begrudge these guys, right? Like, if there's let's say if there's a player that's coming from a lower income country, for example, like I know Brazil has a lot of poverty. I know some African countries, these players come through a lot of struggles, right? So if they want to secure the bag and make the money, who am I to say they shouldn't be able to do that? I think every single one of us would look at that and say, yeah, absolutely, I want it. Even Portugal, right? Portugal is let's say, a relatively lower income country compared to some of the other European countries. And if those guys want to go secure the bag, I have no problem with that. So with Ederson, I watched some of his highlights today. He looks like a really good all round player. He's got a nice shot on him. Um, he is very good at the close control dribbling. I've seen him nutmeg a few players when he dribbles the ball. And defensively as well, he's got a Premier League ready body. And okay, Kerwin was saying 100K wage. Yeah. Um, Sean says perfect profile, perfect fit, age profile great, good quality, makes us a better squad. Yeah, I agree. He'll be on the Ahmad contract if his agent is worth his salt. I the only reason I struggle with that one, Rishi, is because he's not Premier League proven yet. And you could argue it was the same with Ahmad, but at least Ahmad played a full season in the championship where the physicality was there. Whereas the Serie A, as good as Ederson has been, and the fact that he's 26 and his body's already built, I think he'll be just a notch below the Ahmad contract, in my opinion. I think they'll be telling him like, listen, we'll give you a signing on bonus if you want 5 mil, whatever it is. But we don't want to give you that higher wage yet because you haven't proven it in our league or our team so far. And I think that's the reason I think he's going to be slightly less than Ahmad. But I have no problem with it. It's not coming out of my pocket. So why would I care? Right? Pay him whatever is needed, but don't break our wage structure. Ugarte makes the same money. How much does Ugarte make? Let me see. Manuel Ugarte. Okay, yeah. Ugarte makes the same money as Ahmad. It's 120 base plus 30,000 pounds bonus. That's crazy, bro. For someone who's not playing a single game for us. Oh my god. That is some robbery right there. How much was he making at PSG? PSG was paying him 104,000 pounds. So he almost like 8x'd his wages when he went from Sporting to PSG. And then when he came to us, we gave him a little bit more. We gave him 15,000 pounds more. Yeah, Ugarte, I don't know about Ugarte, bro. I think he might just be a lost cause. Brian, we're good, bro. How are you doing? How's life in Jamaica? Hopefully a little bit better every day. Nice to see you again. Neville says Ederson is such a jewel, man. He's been a solid performer for Atlanta for a few seasons now. And I know that for sure. He's a perfect signing for January, achievable and realistic. No, absolutely, I agree. And I want to make this point, right? I want to use the analogy of Tottenham right now to explain something that I think we all need to understand. Guys, there's 50 people watching. Let's get some likes into the stream, please. Let's use the analogy of Tottenham right now. Tottenham is a team that has hired a coach in Thomas Frank who is used to playing with players that know how to graft, right? You look at Brian Mbumo, you look at Yohan Wissa, you look at Coyote, their right back. All of these players are used to, even if they've been there for a long time or they've not, they're used to grafting. They're used to working hard, and they're used to being underdogs in most games, which means they know. Listen, if I want to do well in this team and get a new contract, or I want to do well in this team and excite another Premier League team to come and get me, I have to prove something. I have to do more than what is required of me. Whereas the players that play for Tottenham now, you look at your Javi Simons, he had, I think, over 2 million followers when he was 15 or something crazy like that in the PSG academy or the Barcelona academy, wherever he came from. So Xavi Simons doesn't know how to graft. Wilson Odobert seems like a flair player. Matisse Tell comes from the Bayern academy, highly touted. Doesn't seem like he wants to do the grafting. So you look at all the players they have in their squad. They've gotten a coach that likes hardworking, talented players. And they've given him the players that, don't want to work hard. So that's the issue with Tottenham right now, is that they're trying to build on a solid foundation after playing 2 years of Postecoglou football, where all the players, they want to play on the halfway line. They want to, score goals and make defensive mistakes, right? So they don't have any of the grafters. I think that's the issue that I have. And so that's why I think this is not. I think it's not going to go well for Thomas Frank. That's why they have crap underlying numbers and they're like barely getting through it. And essentially, what we're going for as United is we're trying to sign the best players from the teams that are grafting, right? So you look at us signing Cunha from Wolves. That's a player that knows how to graft. That's a player that's shown us 2 seasons in a row of decent numbers for let's say a lower mid table team. We went for Brian Mbumo again. 4 seasons of really good numbers in the Premier League and 1 season in the Champions League. The championship before that. So, um, that bodes well for us. We went with Šeško, who's a very down to earth Slovenian lad. Everything you hear about him is that he's good on and off the pitch. He does yoga, he does meditation, all of that. So we know, again, this is a humble guy who's not looking to come here and, make all the money from sponsorships. That's not his primary goal. His primary goal is to be the best footballer he can be. And that's what I like about Ederson. I know it's a super long-winded analogy, but um, I like Ederson because he seems like he's had to graft a lot. Even at 26, he's making 60,000 euros with bonuses included. So this is someone that's going to be hungry. The second he comes to United, his follower count on Instagram is going to blow up. His endorsements capability is going to blow up, and his profile in international football is going to blow up. Most likely, that also means it's a guaranteed spot in the Brazil team because when you play for United, that's a big profile. So I like a lot of the things that are in and around this signing. Right, for me, Ederson is the right profile. He seems like a baller. He seems like he can do everything. In that Bruno position, I think he will be very good. Right, in that Bruno role, in my opinion, I think he's going to be very good. Rishi says we approached Atlanta, but they wanted more money than we paid for Ugarte. Only downside to Ederson is positional awareness is below for this position. But listen, 30 to 40 million and Ahmad's wages is a really good deal for us. There's no two ways about it. I think Ederson in that Bruno position does super well for us. I almost have zero doubts. I think he's just going to fit in like a glove because I've seen his skill set. And that is, you could say, one concern. You could say one concern that we could have is that Elliot Anderson or Adam Wharton, neither of those guys have the final third skill set that Bruno has in terms of putting the ball into the back of the net, finding that last pass, or even necessarily dribbling that much in the final third. They're more like the dribblers in the defensive third or the middle third to just get the ball forward. And their final third skill set is more the progressive passing. So finding the right pass, finding the right player. So that's why I liked Baleba a little bit more, not because he's got the shot, but at least his dribbling can be effective in the final third as well. He can go past players, get to the wing, cut it back, something like that. With Ederson, I see somebody who can do what Baleba can do, but he also has a good shot on him. Baleba's shot is awful. I don't know if you guys have seen it. So that's what you get, right? When you go for a little bit older midfielder, he's already figured out his game. He knows what to do. And he's a Brazilian, right? So he's got to have some flair as well. So I like a lot of the angles of this deal. If it's going to cost 30 to 40 million, I like this deal a lot more than Joao Gomez. Because Joao Gomez, Ederson's also taller than Joao Gomez. I think he's like 6 foot, isn't he? Yeah. He's just about 6 foot, just under 6 foot, 1.82 meters. So I really like this signing. I think the profile is very good. And in general, I think this is going to be fitting into our team very well. Played Out says, I don't think Ineos or Amorim want band-aid players, but things are dire in midfield, need energy upgrades. Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Ederson is not a band-aid player. I think this could be a starter for us, and this is a very good price to pay for a starter. Even the way he's built, right? He's got that Premier League strength. He's got that grown man that build. Do you think Philip Mateta could be an option? You mean okay? You mean Mateta at Palace? Experienced striker, probably cheap, so he doesn't leave for free. My problem with Mateta, guys, is that he's 28. Um, and I know he doesn't have like tons and tons of minutes under his belt for a 28-year-old player because he only came to the Premier League in 2021 on loan from was it Frankfurt? No, Mainz. It was from Mainz. Mateta is making like 62,000 pounds a week, so wage wise, we wouldn't have a big problem. Um, but I still feel that I don't know. I don't know about Mateta. It would depend on how much it would cost. If it's like really cheap, like 20 to 30 million, then I'm okay with it, but it's going to cost too much money. Um, hey, what's up, Semix? He says, only issue I see with him is his preferred pace of play. Other than that, I like the player, but he kind of coasts in cruise control. He's going to have to get used to the pace in EPL. Gomez a lot more mobile. But is he better on the ball though? That's the question, right? Joao Gomez is the Casemiro replacement. Ederson is the Bruno replacement. I don't know if that's a good midfield. That's a good enough midfield too. I would like for me. So I've said this before. If you're looking at the Premier League players as replacement, it's Baleba for Bruno and Wharton for Casemiro. That's what I would like. If you want to say Anderson for Casemiro, I don't hate that either. I'm just picking one over the other because I do like a left footer in the midfield, and I do think his passing and his game awareness is a little bit better. Um, and with the but Anderson's not a bad shout either. I think there's probably like a 5% gap in terms of which I would prefer. And so for me, if you look at Ederson, is he better than Baleba right now? I think so. Yes. Does Baleba have a higher ceiling? Like a 26-year-old Baleba, would he be better than Ederson? Yeah, probably. That would be my guess. But Rishi says I'd rather get Welbeck than Mateta because I don't want Sheshko progress to stall. Yeah, I think that's a good point. The issue with Welbeck though, he's 36 and he's already had a very injury prone life. Let me see. Transfer marked Welbeck. He's 35, and let's look at his injury history recently, because obviously his whole life has had a lot of injuries. So last season he missed 5 games due to injury. The season before that he missed 12 games. So I guess his recent injury history, like since 22-23, he's only missed 3, 4, 9, 12. What is that? 21. 21 games in the last 22, 23, 24, 25. 4 seasons. Okay, that's not bad. 5 games a season essentially is his average. And yeah, Welbeck could be okay. But again, how many seasons are we going to get out of him? Like, could it be a short-term contract? Let's see. When is his contract expires in 2026. So in the summer, he's out of contract. How do you think we can get him now? Like, how much do you think he's going to cost? His value is like 5 million euros. Sean says he loves the Welbeck shout. Elliot Anderson seems more suited to the Bruno role. Here's why I disagree. I don't think he has the creativity. That's the problem. The creativity, or he doesn't have the ball progression. He's more of a magnet type player where the ball needs to keep coming back to him in order to progress forward. I don't see him as a incisive player yet. But maybe that's a Forest thing. I'm not saying he can't do it. But that's my issue with Elliot Anderson. Let's see. Yeah, you look at his final third output, it's not very good, right? Goals, shots, assists. He's got shot creating actions, but that means he's getting involved in the build up in the middle third and the final third. He doesn't have a lot of actual creativity or goals in him, and that's the only issue. 26-year-old Ederson from Atlanta seems too risky for me. CDM is a key part of the midfield. Yeah, but for 30 to 40 million, I think that is a bargain in today's market. When you look at some of the fees that people are paying for some of these players, Strand Larson is the best and most realistic PL signing. See, isn't he a striker? How tall is he? 6'4", 26. Yeah, but he hasn't proved anything yet. AJ Analysis thinks Wharton would be better in the Bruno role or as a Bruno replacement with a physical monster like Baleba and Anderson on the Kase role. I don't know, guys. Maybe I see the game differently. For me, Bruno in this system plays a box-to-box role. Bruno is the box-to-box midfielder. Casemiro is more of the let's say 6/deep lying midfielder, right? Because he's doing more of the long passes in behind. He's trying to do the switches more than Bruno is necessarily. And what we need for me in the left role that replaces Bruno is to be box to box, but provide better defensive cover than Bruno does. And what we need from Casemiro's role is to be more mobile than Casemiro, but still give you defensive output, right? And I think Anderson and Wharton can be more mobile. They're not that good defensively, but that the defensive gap that you get from a Wharton or Anderson gets covered by the defensive output you get from Baleba, right? Will we be able to get Watkins? My problem with Watkins, guys, is it's a story of like 3 seasons ago. I feel like we've been in for Watkins for so long now that we just go get the next guy. I don't want to get Watkins. The thing is, United and Amorim are on firefighting mode right now. Amorim can't take the risk of finishing 10th, otherwise Ineos will ask questions. Realistically, no midfielder can do what Bruno does. We can't expect that from other. No, but I'm saying, but I need to see some of it, right? Give me 70% of what Bruno does. I think that's realistic to expect. And if you can't do the creativity, can you at least drive the ball forward into the final third? Because you imagine we have a midfielder in Bruno's place that can fully interchange with Cunha, right? So Cunha and him can interchange in a way that he can get to the byline and cut the ball back and create a chance for Cunha, right? That would be dangerous. Or you get me a midfielder that can be so incisive with their passing, so creative that they just change the game for us. And so it doesn't have to be exactly Bruno, but give me some percentage of Bruno and then cover up for the percentage that you don't have with the defensive work that you can do. I think they're pretty interchangeable. If we signed a 6, then Anderson would rotate with Bruno. Sammy says you're correct about Bruno's role, and the one that's more box to box is preferably a ball carrier, and the one sitting back is the passer. Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I'm saying. The reason why Anderson doesn't work as a good Anderson for me is a double pivot player, right? He in a 4-2-3-1, he works very well as one of the two pivots. And you could say, okay, he's the pivot that goes forward a bit more. That's fine, but that's still a 3-man midfield. In a 2-man midfield, I think Anderson would only work next to somebody who's a box to box player. Will Pedri or Valverde would be the pipe team for Bruno's playmaking? I mean, bro, listen. If we're sitting in FIFA mode, then we'd have Pedri, De Jong, Valverde, and play Valverde as a wingback. I think he'd be very good at wingback. He's played right wing a lot for Madrid. Baleba Wharton would be a balanced midfield, absolutely. Personally, the thing that describes Bruno perfectly is this quote: "Everybody's better than Bruno until the time's to be act." Yeah, absolutely. Until it's match day. I think it was a quote by Patrice Evra. Amorim likes different characteristics in the roles. The importance is a balance between whichever two we get as starters. Absolutely. Yeah, Bruno's very progressive with the ball. That's his main job, correct? If Ederson comes in January, he'll be playing for Casemiro alongside Bruno. I do agree with that. Yeah, because I think that's more to do with the fact that Casemiro's legs are gone. But in the ideal sort of pairing that we have, Ederson plays on the left and we get somebody to replace Casemiro. Now, next season, if we get Anderson now and next season they give you this bullshit of like there's no value in the market, there's a chance we play the whole season with Bruno and what's it called? Ederson as well. But I really think they're going to spend money in the summer also. Anderson's passing is good still. Look at week 1 assist to Wood. That was insane vision. No, his passing isn't bad, right? I see his passing. In fact, when he played against us, I covered this in my match reaction video as well. There was a pass that he made to Savona on the overlap when Delo and Shaw both switched off on the right hand side. That was very good, right? Because he rode 2 or 3 challenges, he showed his physicality, and he played the ball. But that ball went from like the edge of the defensive third into the final third, and Savona ran onto it, or into the edge of the middle third on the other side. That type of stuff he's very good at. But is he good when he's standing at the edge of the final third to find that cute pass, to have that quick thinking that Bruno has? That's the area where I think Anderson is lacking. And maybe I'm wrong about that, right? Like this, I'm not a transfer expert, I'm not a player profile expert, but from what I've seen, that's the issue. Hold on. Rishi says Liverpool in for Camavinga for £52 million. If we're assured about injury record, then he's a perfect in Bruno's role. Bro, if we can get Camavinga and the injury gods can be graceful to us, my God, he would be better than Bruno in that role, right? Because his physicality is insane. His dribbling is insane. He's left-footed. He's got creativity. He can play multiple roles. He could play left wing back. Like Camavinga would just be insane. Like don't sell me that dream, bro. Vitinha, yeah, bro. I mean, let's just go get Vitinha and João Neves, right, to play in our midfield. João Gomez. I think if you're talking about Ederson versus João Gomez, I like Ederson more. I think Anderson and Wharton have a lot of similarities as well, more so than Bruno and Casemiro. That's why I think it gives more flexibility. Are you saying the two of them as a pair, Shant? Ayush agrees with you as well. Anderson just more ground coverage and in industry intensity, whereas Wharton more of the interceptor, silkier, and glider on the pitch. Yeah, but there's the physicality is a little missing in that pair, and the going forward, the progressive carries is also severely missing. And for me, I think we need a bit more of an engine on the Bruno role. And Bruno has an engine, just his legs are gone. That's the problem. Isn't Camavinga injury prone? Yes, he is. But that's what Rishi's saying, right? Rishi's saying if we can get some sort of certainty with the injury record, then we could do something. Nelson's on his lunch break, boys. We're back. I like it. Nelson, how you doing? Rishi says, yes, 200 days missed since beginning of last season, which is why I said if we can be assured of his fitness. Yeah, I agree. Anderson created 6 chances against Brighton yesterday. Yeah, so chance creation is chance is basically any pass that leads to a shot, which is I guess the equivalent of shot creating action. I'll have to look that up, but we'll see. Yeah, but Wharton's good at that too. Wharton's good at his passing too. Wharton plays in a different system. Anderson plays in a different system. So you can't just go off the. Nelson's here to strongly disagree with you, Shot. Yeah, he is. All right, let's get guys. The lines are open. If you want to join the studio, I can start bringing you guys on. Rishi, how are we doing?
Doing good the day after a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, feeling excited. Also, kind of the see, I'll tell you the unfortunate thing about being involved with this community and talking to people who actually know football, right? And they know what they're talking about is that you cannot watch anything else on YouTube. You cannot. Absolutely. No. The amount of filth that is out there on YouTube today, even
Yeah.
after a day where we had an impressive win at Palace. It's just so disheartening, dude. And I feel bad for United fans everywhere because they have to put up
Kerwin
with so
says.
much crap.
Kerwin says Rishi looks like he got some sleep.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah. Anyways, no, I hear you, man. Even the Xerxes video I made yesterday,
Yeah.
I know I was rubbing people's noses in it in terms of me getting the shout right, but at least I'm rubbing people's noses in the fact that I was positive and other people were being negative, right? There's people out there when there's an opportunity to be positive, they're choosing it, they're using it to be negative about their own takes. Like, oh, look, we won despite Bruno. right? And Mark Goldbridge, man, I will keep calling this guy out because he has such a big Bruno agenda. Rishi and I were talking about this offline. He will go through the whole phase of all the takes, right? Like
All the
all the
entire
variants.
spectrum, the
Yeah,
entire
the whole
spectrum of
spectrum.
takes.
He'll go through all the entire spectrum of takes. He'll say Bruno is shit and he shouldn't play here, but he's our best player and he's the only one who dies for the shirt, right? In the same sentence, he'll contradict himself, and it makes it hard to watch. And most of the people, even on like DR Sports or whatever, like, listen, all the channels, if you guys think I only create content, I also watch these videos, bro, right? And honestly, the only guys I enjoy watching are probably James and Semix, because James has good transfer insight, and Semix does similar videos to myself, so he will catch some stuff that I don't. I might catch some stuff that he doesn't. And so other than that, like, there's too many people yapping, bro. That's the problem. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
And if you think I'm yapping, come tell me. I'll take the feedback, right? I want to create the highest quality content. I'm trying to be here, let's say one video at a time. Let's be corny about it. Trying to add value that you guys are not getting elsewhere. And there's a reason people like watching the videos, right? There's a reason people like being part of this community. It's because we're not just sitting here yapping. We're giving you an opinion, and we're backing it up with either the stats or the eye test or some tactics. But yeah, anyways, Sean says I have to give Brent credit. The guy waffles for hours on end. They have to talk off. Oh, yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I respect him as a content creator, because look at the community he's built with like a camera and a studio in his home. Right. So that is to be respected for sure. And his consistency as well, guys. It's not easy to be that consistent. So yeah, guys, please like the stream. We got 120 people watching. You guys can drop some likes. I really hope someone makes a video of Mark Goldbridge's hypocrisy compilation and post it on YouTube and get his negative. Well, I mean, you're looking at the guy. I'm right here. I already made a video about him and it got like 10K views or something, right? For him, I don't even think Donald Trump could make a video and shut him down, because honestly, people watch him. He's so consistent that it's always there, right? And the other minions on United Stand, I can't even watch them. Like Beth and whoever else is on the video. It's hard for me to watch. But I have respect for them because they're consistent, and she's doing her job, right? That's what Mark Goldbridge wants her to do, so she's doing her job. So that's totally fine. United Stand's opinions are dictated by what's trending on Twitter. Fan base is too large too. There's room for all viewpoints. No, I agree. Like, there's people who like watching Bet speak and all the other folks that they have, but I'm just being honest. Like, it's not shade on anybody, right? I'm just giving my commentary as a fan, not as a content creator, saying that it's hard to watch. Statman Dave. Oh yeah, Statman Dave is amazing, bro. Goatman Dave, right? Goatman Dave is the guy that I respect. He was obviously he's a subscriber to our channel, guys. Right? I can say that proudly. He's subscribed to Footy with an Edge. And every time he puts out a video, I go on there, I leave a comment, I give a shout out to Dave. Dave is amazing. And to that extent, I'll even say Stretford Paddock. I like the fact that they are calm, they're measured, they're mostly positive, right? So I can watch Stretford Paddock videos, and they get some of the journalists on there as well to talk. So those guys I can get behind. But some of the other content that's out there, man, it's really hard to watch, especially even like Culture Cams and all those guys. I know this is becoming a scandalous video. But I'm just gonna be honest, right? Because there's too many people yapping out there, man. And as a fan,
Yeah.
not as a content creator, I'm not calling these guys out as a content creator, because I respect the hustle, I respect the work that goes into the content. But when it's not good enough, like you guys can tell me when it's not good enough, right? And I'll try to do better. But if you ask my wife, like, she hates football now because of how much I talk about football and how much work I put into this. I just sit in this room and make content all day. So yeah, Matty FC is also very good, for sure.
Yeah,
Who's
guys,
your
just
favorite?
FYI, if we just because we haven't taken some names doesn't mean that we don't rate them. There are a lot of creators out there who do a really good job, right? It's just top of the mind recall. Someone said United People's TV. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sam. I've been following his story for the longest time. You know, his personal journey with his surgeries and everything. He's a very dignified person, and I absolutely love watching his videos. He's a very good, like his editing style is also pretty good on the videos that
Yeah.
he does. So it's quite
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah. And generally speaking, like Sean says, I have a huge issue with Twitter tacticos and Sunday leaguers. I think the biggest Twitter flame out on this chat is probably Semix if he's still watching. He's always like going crazy on Twitter. But yeah, Semix has even like hotter takes than I do because he agrees there's a lot of yapping, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say worse for him, but there's a lot of yapping, guys. But you're not a top red. Stephen Housen's earlier points were shocking. What it? Who? Who are you talking about, Nelson? Are you yapping, bro? You trying to get banned? They think they can pull out a tactics board and justify the worst views. I only watch Paddock, UPTV, and you among non-Indian creators. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. Stratford Paddock, United People's TV. I've seen that a lot in the comments, right? There's a lot of people that talk about it. Um, you know the thing that yeah, here we go. Semix is here. I hate Twitter tacticals. Um, so the thing that pisses me off the most is people who go on to other like forum based channels, right? Like DR Sports,
Yeah.
and they're United fans and they just shit on United in front of all the other fans. Like, what the hell? You know? I don't I don't like that. Yeah, Pythagoras is a very good creator. I'll even give you another
Yeah.
shout. A non-United, non-Premier League creator. His name is Purist Football, right? Go check out Purist Football. Um, this guy is elite. Like his video editing and his even his production value, his directorial skills, like his vision, is very very good. And if you want a non football YouTuber, check out Jimmy High Roller. I think it's JXMY High Roller. He does very well produced videos. This guy too. Go check him out. And yeah, James Lawrence
Guys,
Alcott, very good production
also
value as well.
there's another person called Football Iconic, if I'm getting this right. I think he's a South African creator, United fan, if I'm not wrong. And he's got the most smoothest voice that you can ever imagine on a YouTube channel. So he's also a very good creator. Like he makes videos not just on United but on a lot of things. I think he has like 300K subscribers. Probably a lot of you already know about it.
Yeah. When I type football icon on Google, it just gives me icon PNGs of
Yeah,
footballs.
no, it's iconic. ICONIC, Football
Okay.
Iconic.
Okay, no, I needed to do it on YouTube anyways. Football iconic. I think you told me
Yeah,
about this guy before.
yeah.
Yeah. Uh
Nelson, is it bad that I watch all these guys? No, dude, it's not because how do we know that those guys are bad? We watch all those guys too. We
yeah,
consume
exactly.
everything out there. See, the only way to be better than the rest is to watch the rest, right? That's the whole point.
No, like you need to like even as a content creator myself, I need to know what else is out there. Right? So
Yeah,
if I don't read the athletic articles, how am I going to call them out for their United bias? If I don't watch
yeah,
the Tifo podcast, how am I going to call them out for their United bias? I have to do it. You guys don't need to do it. You guys just need to watch my watch my videos. Uh but even if you want to, you can obviously. We went from finding good midfielders for Man United to finding good content creators for Man United. Yeah, bro. This is the scouting channel. You know, this is where you come to realize
yeah.
what you should
And
and
guess
shouldn't
what?
do.
The number of viewers went up while we were doing that. So it's
Yeah,
a topic that
exactly.
interests people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
At
It's a
least we're
topic
not talking about
that
cricket.
interests you. Yeah. Grace Shedderton says, "Do you like United Stand?" I used to like United Stand a lot. I used to watch it religiously. I was one of the viewers. Back when I think I started watching United Stand when they were at like 200,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers a long time ago. Hey, we have a Liverpool fan here. I think I saw you commenting on the Liverpool video I made. Welcome. Um, good thing we didn't just play against Liverpool and won at Anfield. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get you to leave. Uh but absolutely, dude. There's no screaming and shouting here, except for Rishi when he was screaming and shouting at Mason Mount at halftime yesterday.
Yeah, he
Um,
deserved that. He deserved that,
Yeah,
and that led to
yeah, yeah.
his
Oh
overperformance
yes,
in the second
yes,
half.
yes. The sound heard around the world, right? Rishi screaming at Mount.
Yeah.
Have you tried United Peoples? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I really appreciate his production quality, his editing style as well. Because it's something I'm trying to improve, right? Guys, if you watched my Xerxes video yesterday, did you like the intro? Because I was trying to do something new. I'm not a good editor. This is all done by me. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Because if you watch Jimmy High Roller, it's actually the same music that he uses for his intros. Sometimes when he's doing the hot take videos. And Buzzes Me says, great content, Andy. I wait for your video after every game. Love your analysis. Keep up the great work. Kudos to you. Thank you so much, man. That's very nice of you. United Stand and Side TV are my guilty pleasures. Yeah, bro. Absolutely. Listen, it's entertaining to watch somebody crash out, right? For me, dude, I think Mark Goldbridge is one of the funniest people on YouTube, right? Some of his humor, for me, I find it funny. Um, but you know who's
The
funnier than Mark
Maguire thing.
Goldbridge? No, no, no. You know who's funnier than Mark Goldbridge? It's Expressions, bro. The Tottenham fan. Expressions is so funny, dude.
Oh.
Expressions, dude. The way he has a way with words that I haven't seen anybody else do it, and it's so fitting that somebody like that is a Tottenham fan because he's got pain for life, right? Expressions is elite, yeah, bro. The sum of his dude,
Dude,
Rishi
he
and I
said,
will be sending each other expression clips just to laugh our asses off. Like he's so
we'll just
funny, bro.
type out quotes. We'll just type out quotes. He said Tottenham are so bad, Spurs are so bad. We are like Paul Scholes at home. We are always tasting defeat.
Oh my god, dude. Just in case people didn't get it. Um yeah, Red Rebellion. We have found the only reasonable Liverpool fan in the world, guys. I appreciate that. Um but yeah, like Expressions is too funny, bro. United People's is class. Sam is a good dude. Can't deal with TUS. That Goldbridge knows what he's doing with misleading titles, clickbaity thumbnails. Takes responsibility for his nonsense. Guys, you know he recently came to New York, right? He did one of his streams from New York because I'll sometimes watch like 5 minutes here and there. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get some rights for the World Cup or something. Like that's what he was here doing. There's no way like that, or he has some tie up with one of the American sports networks like NBC or like CBS or something. Saeed is hilarious when he has his mates with him. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Oh yeah, yeah.
You know
It is
who else is
Expressions is
really
great.
good? Who else is really good? The Big Six, dude. The Big
Yeah, the Big
Six
Six is
with
good.
Matiz and Saeed and
Turkish. Yeah,
Turkish. Yeah, yeah, all them guys. Yeah. Whenever they do like a rival watch along, like they had the United Liverpool thing and they had Grizz Khan on.
yeah,
So they're entertaining, right? Like even if you
yeah.
can't do like a deep dive on stats and tactics, if you're
Matisse
entertaining,
is
that's all
the other
that's
guy.
required.
Matisse. I would put it in this order. I'd say
Yeah.
Expressions, Matisse, and then Mark Goldbridge. Because Mark Goldbridge has the one liners sometimes they'll get you to laugh, and his FIFA career mode is sometimes funny. But we got a super chat here from Easy F Neff. Said only makes this fan base more toxic with zero IQ football takes. Sack the manager now. Sack the manager now. Boys, there was a video I saw of Saeed outside Old Trafford fighting with like a old lady. Like he was upset after the Everton game. I don't know if you guys have seen that. uh he was super pissed. He's doing like a POV video with his phone or something, and he's like, man, like, what the f was that, blah blah blah. And there's some old lady from behind who's like, like, calm down or something, or just, enjoy your day or something. He's like, what do you mean enjoy my day? Turns around, it's so funny, bro. Yeah, enjoy the atmosphere. Yes, yes, that was the one. It's hilarious, bro. You guys gotta go watch that. But Easy F, thank you so much. Welcome to the community, man. People agree. Matisse is hilarious. Samik says Three Devils are the best. Yeah, absolutely. Big Six is good. I agree. What did Nelson say? Matisse is class. Yep. I can't stand Cass. Who's Cass? Anyone know who Cass is? English content is kind of generic. I do you mean UK content, or you want me to start speaking Hindi, bro? Tell me. I can do
I'm pretty
either.
sure he means people from England.
Yeah, people from the UK. Yeah, enjoy the atmosphere. Okay, you guys saw that. Three Devils back tomorrow. Yes, it is. It's gonna be on Wednesday, not tomorrow. Stat Patters will be tomorrow. Uh, Nimesh says that was funny. Best tactics videos on YouTube is from a channel named Zetters. Not really that popular. Let me check this out. I have no problem shouting out quality channels, guys, because for me, if you are making good content, then you're always going to rise to the top.
There's this other channel. I think he's a United fan, Indian guy, speaks with a heavy Malayalam accent, but does his content in English. Very low production quality, but the man knows what he's talking about. I'm
Yeah,
gonna pin a comment or something if I remember his channel name.
this is the
He's doing like
Maluda, right?
yeah, the Maluda. I think it's
Yeah,
Atomic Football, if I'm not wrong.
yeah. Let's
If
see.
you're Indian and you don't mind the Mallu accent, please go check it out. Atomic Football. Andy, if you could
I don't
please
see it.
corroborate
I
that.
don't think that's the one. Maybe it's Football Atomic. Atomic Analyst. That's his name.
Atomic Analyst. Okay.
Yeah, he's got like 15,000 subscribers. Seems pretty
Yeah.
good. Tabby says, I'll never forget when Matisse took his shirt off in front of Tobbs when Chelsea beat Spurs last season. Also loved it when Turkish was chanting Harry Maguire during the Anfield game this season. Yeah, yeah. I mean the funny Harry Maguire chant is the Goldbridge one where he's like Harry Maguire. Have you guys seen this video on social media where there's like there's a guy who's asking girls on the street like who your celebrity crush is, and there's a lady
Yeah,
that
yeah,
goes
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
lady that goes, it's a bit rogue, but it's Harry Maguire. And the guy looks at this thing, and then it's Goldbridge saying, Maguire, Maguire, Maguire. And it's
Yeah,
just a
then they show his
compilation
knee
of
slide.
Maguire.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
They show his knee slide. That was hilarious, bro. I mean, I like liking Maguire, right? Maguire's a character that I like liking. The problem is
yeah,
that his career got a little bit ruined by the big money they paid for him, and also the captaincy and all the expectations we wanted him to be Van Dyke and all that. But yeah, I mean, Maguire is hilarious. But thank you, Tabi. Appreciate you, man. Uh, Matisse is hilarious, bro. Matisse has got good production value as well because he's got the two camera setup and he'll do the
yeah.
reaction videos sometimes after Chelsea. And Chelsea's been such a banter team in so many ways this year because so many red cards, right? And I think he put up a video on his Instagram saying not cutting my hair till Chelsea go 5 games without a red card because he had like a wig on and he was doing that, and that's super funny to me. Sports Nut Nathan. I'm learning about so many channels today, man. This is amazing. I like this. I like this type of stream. Just switch it up. Sports Nut Nathan.
We have a
2.75K.
super chat here from Grace
I do see it.
Sheridan.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it. I see it. I'm going down to that. Grace Sheridan says, "Do you guys believe Amorim is the right guy and why?" Interesting. Okay, we're getting pulled back into the football talk, Rishi.
Let's address it.
I'll say so for me, Nathan is Indian from Goa. Do you mean Goa? Okay, yeah, Goa.
Goa, yeah, Goa.
You calling him a hoe, bro? So Grace says, "Do you guys believe Amorim is the right guy and why?" I'll tell you why I think he's the right guy, or why I like Amorim. Because he's a likable guy. He's got charisma. When he speaks, I want to listen. He seems like the type of leader that I would want to follow into battle, if that makes sense. I like that he's honest. I like that he doesn't deflect blame onto other people. These are just his personality characteristics, right? In terms of his coaching style, I think a lot of people, we're so used to the negativity with this club. A lot of people don't want to give him his flowers for the things he's doing well. Guys, currently we are tied with Arsenal for the most set piece goals this season that are non-penalty set piece goals. That's a hard thing to achieve, right? You need to be a very good coach. Set pieces are all done on the training ground. Set pieces are done with a lot of coaching involvement. So not just Amorim, his coaching staff deserves the credit there as well. So people like to criticize him for saying, "Oh, Portuguese league, and he's not good enough. He lost to Tottenham in the Europa League final." All those things are fine, right? I'm not saying you shouldn't criticize him, but when it comes to giving him credit, we like to shortchange him a lot, and I guess that's part of the reason why my channel gets any views. That's part of the reason we have 100 people live right now. It's because I feel like the credit where credit is due doesn't happen with Amorim. Credit where
Yeah.
credit is due happens with Pep. It happens with Arteta. Even with Thomas Frank, we were giving Thomas Frank his flowers. Like the MNF guys can't get enough of him. They'll call him to do a tactical masterclass on how to manage a team, even when Spurs has lost 5 games out of 7. Nobody talks about Spurs. Spurs fans talk about Spurs expressions. People want to listen to him crying. But that's it. Nobody wants to shit on any other team like they want to shit on Amram. So why do I think he's the right guy? Because despite all the pressure that's been put on him, despite all the criticism he's come under, he turns up every day. He tries to do the right thing, and I think his tactics are good. I think his player development is good. Look at the injury record that we've had this season. How much our injury record has improved. Rishi, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I also want to add, like, the for me the most important thing is what does a coach bring to the table, and when he's under the pump, does he stick to it? Because we've seen across the league, whenever things get difficult, right, everyone just uh, you know just buckles up, and then they just like go to counter-attacking football, or they park the bus. Even Pep is doing it. The greatest of all time is doing it. Uh, but Amorim is stuck by his guns, and also because that is kind of what we required. He's stuck to his principle, no matter what people say about him. Ten Hag was the guy who was supposed to do all this, and he gave up in a couple of games, right? So for me, Amorim, absolutely. See, you will never see the result immediately. He's had 1 year in the job. Teta's had 5 years plus in the job, almost about to complete 6 years. And have you really seen the result? You've seen the results on the pitch improvement, but it took him like 3 or 4 years to get there, right? So you're never immediately going to get the result of a
No, and
shiny
and and
new
listen,
trophy.
we're I'm not. I don't even think. I don't know if Rishi agrees with this, but I don't even think we're saying we should give Arteta, Amorim the same time as Arteta, because Arsenal was coming from a different place, right? Arsenal hadn't won anything in 15 plus years when he joined. I know United is getting there as well, but we have
It's
been more
there
relevant than Arsenal.
almost. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah,
but we've been more relevant than Arsenal. We've had more money than Arsenal, right? We've had more Champions League money than Arsenal. All that stuff, right? So I would say even if we give half the time to Amram that we did to Arteta, give him 3 full years, right? And I'm not counting half seasons because the first half season was a wash, right? Give him 3 full years, and I think he can actually do something. So when I say 3 full years, this would be his first full season, right? And by like 2 seasons from now, if we don't see a development where we're consistently top four, maybe we're making
yeah,
quarterfinals, semifinals of the Europa League, Champions League, that type of stuff. Um, then you can say, okay, this guy has taken us as far as we could go. Let's go get the next guy, right? And sometimes you have to look at a manager and say, is this the guy that I want to believe in for 3 years, right? Regardless of what their level is. And the answer is yes. And
yeah,
I think that's also the reason if Zidane came to manage United right now, he would be a guy that I would want to back. I'd want to see him succeed, right? Just because Zidane is Zidane, right? He's champagne type of player, and who has done great things with Real Madrid as well. It's not necessarily to do with his Zidane's tactical insight, but for Amorim, he's also giving us a tactical insight. He's also giving us the revolutionary tactics. So that's why I know it's a long answer. It's a mini Stat Patters episode here, but no,
also
Nelson,
let's
calm down,
we
bro. I know
always
Nelson
we
disagrees. I
always
know.
have to we also have to remember that just zoom out a bit, move away from Amorim for a bit, zoom out, look at the post of the manager, and look at the people who are kind of enabling the post of the manager, the management, right? Have they backed him? Because Arteta, when he went into that 22-23 season, he had 400 million
Yo,
worth of
Atomic
signings
Analyst
under
is
him.
in. Atomic Analyst is here. That's crazy. Thanks for the shout out. I ain't a
Hey,
United fan, but somehow ended up doing many Amram videos and attracted a lot of attention from the fan base. Who do you support, Atomic? And if you want to join the stream, come have a chat. Very nice to see you, man. Um, but yeah, definitely tactical insight is very good. We notice it, and more than happy to promote you, bro. Because you're doing some good work. Neville Glitter says, "No Man's Sky, Clippy, absolute facts." Drives me mental when people cite his win ratio, citing data from last season. Yeah, bro. I mean, guys, okay. You know what? Speaking of win ratio, I saw something interesting yesterday. Okay. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. There was a United Stats. Okay. Yeah. You want to talk about stats, guys? Let's do this because nobody wants to talk about this, right? This goes to my point I made earlier about him not getting the flowers when he deserves it. Because if I open up the window here and add this to stage, you guys see this? You want to talk about his Premier League record, right? Premier League record: 40 games, 13 wins, 9 draws, 18 losses, right? This is what everyone cites. 32% win rate, whatever. It's very bad. Look at the Europa League win rate. Okay, 72% plus 14 goal difference. This is what he spent most of last season doing. So, does anyone account for this? How good were we? We were unbeaten till the final. We only lost the final, right? We were unbeaten in the Europa League with all the games that we had. And people don't appreciate the effort that it takes to play in the Europa League. Look at Palace. How much did they struggle in the second half against us after playing in the Conference League? Conference League games happened on Thursday as well. Europa League games also happened on Thursday. So we need to realize, yes, we forced him to come midseason. Exactly. We lost the final due to Onana's howler. I agree with that. Well, we weren't good in the
Luke
final,
Shaw
right? So if
too.
you want to
Luke
criticize
Shaw
him,
too. Yeah.
no,
Let's
no,
be fair.
even
Luke Shaw
Bruno.
was bad
Bruno
too.
was bad. Bruno had one of his worst games, right? And there was talks that maybe his head had turned because of Saudi, whatever. There was a lot of people that were culprits for that game, and Amorim also deserves his blame. But you need to account for the things we did well to get to the Europa League final. Had he won that game and we are in Champions League this year, I don't think he gets half the shit that he gets normally. I think the menu conversations go away. I think a lot of the other stuff goes away. Also, did someone message Atomic Analyst, man? I swear to God, I don't think he was just watching the stream. So this is crazy. The fact that he showed up and
Yeah,
messaged us.
yeah.
Very
It
nice to
was
see you,
it'd
man.
be a hell of a coincidence if he was on the stream at the same time.
Yeah. But welcome, Atomic. I just still can't figure out how you got here at the same time. Um, come on. Only good team we faced was Athletic Club. Nelson, bro, why don't you just join the stream? You know where the link is. It's pinned.
And Robert, I know you're here too. So
Yeah, Robert's here too. Why are you guys being shy today, man?
yeah,
It was a bad game. Should have ended 0-0 and a penalty shootout. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think Tottenham did anything to score the goal. Um, Arvind is saying it's ridiculous. People are judging him on an injury hit season, adding that to this season, giving the win ratio intentional thing not to give him a chance. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, let me see. Has Carragher mentioned once that Slot has lost more games in the calendar year 2025 than Ruben Amorim? Has he brought it up once? One time.
no, but it's also these legends, right? Our legends, they don't seem to have our back when we need them. They don't realize
Because
that
they
it's
because
not.
they prefer it's a Rishi, it's a way to make themselves feel better about their achievements. A
Yeah.
fact is a fact, guys. We need to realize that all our legends, they would rather be back in the day, folks. Oh, back in my day, we were so much better. Back in my day, we stayed after training. Yeah, back in your day, you also had like 20 beers after a game night. You also
Yeah.
went on the piss. You didn't take care of your body. Every single player now,
Plus,
the floor
you
is
don't
much
know what
higher
kind
than it
of
was then.
shenanigans they were up to, dude, because there was no social media. People saw a lot, but they decided to keep quiet about things, or probably the locals knew what they were
Atomic
up
is
to.
here. Hold on. Atomic is here. He says typical Mallu Ronaldo fan turned Real Madrid guy, but as of now trying to detach from any team to view it from a neutral POV. I appreciate that, bro. I think you got there's big things coming for you. I think you do a good
Yeah.
job. I also like that I personally find it difficult to make shorter videos cuz I like to explain a lot of things and take my time with it, but your video length is also great. I like it. It's short. It's much easier to consume, and maybe there's something I can learn from you as well and get better at it myself.
Plus, props to my Mallu radar, because we lived in the Middle East for 5 years, so I saw like 10 seconds of your video, dude. I knew you were a
Yeah,
Mallu
I
brother.
knew as well.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but that notwithstanding the fact that you communicate so clearly about your football ideas and your your the way you present your stuff, it's superb. I think like I'm very happy to see that there are Indian channels who are doing great work, because Andy and I used to talk way back in the day when Footy with the Net just got off the ground, right? We used to talk about how there is such low representation of Indian fans in the football community, and even the other Indian, like, to be fair, they do a lot of good work, but it's mostly talking head stuff, right? You've got, I don't want to name channels because you know they're my countrymen, so they're mostly talking head stuff, and they've got like more than 100, 200, 300K fans. um, oh yeah, Zishan from Talk Football HD, he's got 500,000 followers. I don't know how I forgot him. He's a wonderful Indian creator, covers a lot of clubs till date. I'm not sure what, like, he's a fan, I think he's a Barca fan, but then
Yeah,
he covers like
Atomic.
every other.
If you there's a pinned link in the chat. If you want to come join us, we can have a nice 5 minute discussion. No pressure, but it would be nice to speak to you. Um, and gotta show these teams the respect, and I think we won those games because we did. Yeah, Ayush is encouraging him to come on the StreamYard. If normal people are so knowledgeable, why Indian football is so bad? That So I talked about it last time with Nelson. Nelson's waiting in the background. Nelson, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you
Yeah.
boys?
But what's it called? Indian football. We talked about it. Nelson. Remember that conversation? We talked about African
Yep.
football, Indian football. I
Mhm.
think the
Yeah.
problem is corruption in one sense,
It's the
and
administration,
also
yeah.
the
It's the
administration isn't good
administration.
enough.
Even this season, ISL hasn't taken off. ISL hasn't
Yep.
taken off. And honestly, probably the greatest Indian footballer of all time, Sunil Chhetri, was asked, why isn't Indian football growing? And he said, football is entertainment. And if you have better quality entertainment available somewhere, why would you not go and watch that? So, and he was very frank about it. He said, Indian footballing leagues are not up to the level of Europe or South America or even some of the other countries. So that's the reason we don't attract so many eyeballs. And ISL was a way to address that. But unfortunately, again, there are administrative issues. So, no
Also,
matter how
Rishi,
much you
I
want.
want to say, I want to make something very clear. Cricket in India thrives despite the corruption, right? Football in India is not able to thrive despite the corruption because it isn't big enough yet. But the good thing is actually, in economics, there's this concept called Atomic says can't join now. Thanks for the invite. No problem, man. Nice to see you. Please do come back again. And I'm live every day, so if you want to come have a chat, we can do it. But there's this concept in economics called external cost and external benefit, which is essentially, let's say, a cost or benefit that is not intended by the thing that you're doing. So, if you're looking at the Premier League, one of the external benefits of the Premier League is that it attracts people to watch football because it's the best league in the world. Same with the Champions League. That Heineken logo with the anthem, like the champions, whatever, when they sing it, that's something that is it means a lot more than the money it took them to create that ad, because it gives you the feeling of like the Champions League and something that's grand and elite. And so more than the Indian politicians or the football federation is doing, I think the Premier League is helping football grow in India, and I have faith that by the time Rishi and I are old and gray, I think Indian football will have taken off quite a bit, because a lot of the youngsters now, Rishi will agree to will tell us more about this. A lot of the youngsters now are actually watching football over cricket. The era of cricket being all the noise in Indian youth is kind of going away. And if you think about it, with cricket you need more equipment to play cricket, whereas football you only need a football and any shoes will do, right?
Yeah.
You can start playing it. So it's really about in the villages and all that, can we get those people the right infrastructure? Because I guarantee you we have enough physical diversity within the country to find the tall strong center backs, to find the skinny Neymar type build wingers, and the good physical strikers and the fast strikers, right? We have enough genetic physical diversity within such large a country. The problem is the resources um, and the commitment from everybody. And also, let's face it, the parents, because a lot of the parents want to send their kids to play cricket. They don't want them to send them to play football.
But
In like a
that's changing
professional
too.
sense.
That's
That's
changing
also
too. I
changing.
see
Yeah.
a lot of I see a lot of turf clubs popping up. A lot of parents doing the grind and driving their kids to football practice. So things are changing. Like Andy said, I hope in the next 20 years, I think there's a good chance that we qualify for a World Cup.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go on to Nelson. What is it that you wildly disagree with today, my friend?
No. I the 72% Europa League. I actually agree with Andy when it comes to we should account for him for this season. Like I think this is the first season you should be looking at Amorim, but I don't agree with that 72% Europa League because if you look at the level of the teams we faced prior to Tottenham, every single one of those teams, except, and I gave you Athletic Club, except Athletic Bilbao, all of the other ones were poor. Sociedad finished 11th in La Liga or something like that. Lyon finished, was it 8th? Lyon finished 6th in Liga. Those were poor teams, man. And even Tottenham, the team that beat us, finished, what, 7th, 16th? They were below us, right? Or were they above us? But Tottenham were a poor team. I don't like the Europa League stats. I think those were like fully added up. But I think we should rate him this season. And if he doesn't finish top 6, I think I don't think they'll fire him, but I think they wouldn't give him an additional contract. That's kind of how I see it. Oh, I think Andy left.
Yeah, but I'm still here. I'm the only one who really values you, Nelson.
Yeah, sorry guys. We started getting this like food delivery service, and the food has not arrived today, so priorities. Okay, Vinny, how you doing, man?
I'm good, guys, and you?
Very good, very good.
Nice.
You're
Is that
looking very
United kid
different
next
today,
to
man.
you?
Yeah.
I see
Pardon?
the Snapdragon logo
Snapdragon,
on.
yeah.
Is that the
Oh
Snapdragon
yeah,
logo?
that's. Am I offline? Can you
No,
hear
you're
me?
here.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go on.
I tried to, and it's the new away shirt.
Probably easier to get the jersey to you than move the camera.
It's the new away shirt actually.
Nice. Is that the
Yeah,
away shirt this year? I thought the away shirt
yeah.
was. Oh, we were wearing the third kit yesterday. Is that? Yeah.
No, this is the third
Yeah, we
kit
were wearing.
indeed. Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
this is
third
the
one.
third kit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah,
the
the
one we
white
wore
one is the
yesterday
away
was
shirt.
yeah the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like the alternative jerseys this season. I don't know about you guys.
I
Maybe that's a
I
hot
love
take.
this, guys. I love this, by
You
the
like
way.
it?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It reminds me of Cantona. Even though it's without the collar, it reminds me of Cantona at Selhurst Park. We had the black one, right? Remember, it's actually a retro, but then I think it was Umbro, and then Adidas has kind of remade it in their own
Semix
way.
likes the third kit.
Yeah, yeah, it's very nice. I had to get it actually.
Mm-hmm. Nelson, about your scandalous point from earlier, because I was listening, bro. Don't think I didn't hear you. So, do you think if we didn't focus on the Europa League, we finish higher than 15th last year?
No, because I think the struggles in the team were still prevalent. I think these players really struggled to adapt to that formation at the beginning. So I still
how did we adapt to it in the Europa League? Because there
I
were
think
crap teams.
I
and
think
Premier
those
League teams
teams
are better.
play to the half spaces that we.
Bro, I swear to God, we spoke about this. Oh, okay,
that's my point. Like European League. Go on.
We discussed this on a previous stream. Somebody came on and said you were here. I swear I remember you being here. I think it was Robert actually. Robert, your Kenyan brethren is going off, bro. You need to show up. But yeah, so I swear somebody said this where they said if if he doesn't focus on Europa League, we finish somewhere between 9th and 11th.
I agree.
Right? Because there were a lot of games, dude, even against worse teams. Like West Ham wasn't a great team last year. Right? West Ham wasn't a great team, but they did the double over us.
Yeah.
Forest, I think, more counterattacking team. So fine, Forest is. I'll give you that one. Like us losing against Forest, they finished 7th. They deserve to finish 7th. But I think 15th was squarely because we put so much effort into the Europa League. There were games where we started Ericsson and Ugarte in midfield, bro, because we were resting Bruno and Casemiro for the Europa League. Right.
So your argument is we would finish 11th,
9th to 11th. Yes.
9th to 11th. What was the points difference between that?
Let me see.
9th to 11th is a 14
10 points at least.
There's
Let
no
me
way.
see. Let me see. Hold on.
No, not the way we played last season.
I think we even finished 15th based on goal difference. If I'm right,
We finished what? Sorry.
15th based on goal difference, because I think
our goal difference was better than Wolves. Yeah, our goal difference was better than Wolves. That's why we finished 15th. But I'll tell you what, if we're 15th and 11th place was 54 points,
54.
10th place, 10th and 9th was 56. So we're talking about a difference of 14 points or 12 points.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's,
and
you think we'd win 4 more games?
4 more games and 2 draws.
Against which teams? Because that's also because
I mean, it's going to take me a bit longer to research that, but
no, because the reason
I'm on it, Andy.
The reason why I say we struggle, like I remember that season very, very, very well, because obviously all of us do. But like every single team, we matched up so badly because all the things that we talk about, Bruno being good this season, Casemiro being good that season, this season. Last season, they were horrible. They didn't understand what we were doing. The manager kept chopping and changing our midfielders because you could tell he still wasn't sure which was the best partnerships in midfield. We're ignoring all of those things. I think even our second best team still gets to the Europa League final. I think Europa League's level is so low that our second best team is still significantly better than most teams. That's not an indictment on how good Amorim is.
Here's what I'll say, Nelson. I think it's easy to remember these things and say these things in retrospect, or easier, I want to say, because let's not forget, against Lyon, we won by the skin of our teeth.
Yeah, that 5-4 with one. Yeah,
right.
Horrible.
That was by the skin of our teeth. And so to say that the Europa League teams are much worse, I disagree. Right. There were plenty of games that were difficult that we're not remembering now because we see the Premier League a lot more. Right. I'm telling you guys, listen, West Ham finished 1 point above us. West Ham were crap last season. Mm-hmm. We should not have lost both games against them. We could have been better. I'm sure we lost to Everton, to Palace. Palace weren't as good last season as they are this season. They finished 12th. Right. And then what's it called? I'm sure I can find 4 games that we could have won throughout the season. I'm telling you, 4 games and 2 more draws, it's not a big difference. And we did focus. I am saying, though, I am caveating that by saying we would not make it to the Europa League final.
Yeah, it depends on what point you think we're going to get knocked out.
Because if you're looking at the split, right, in terms of the 2 decision trees, would you rather be potentially 15th and have a chance to get into the Champions League, or would you rather be 9th to 11th and guarantee no Champions League? I would still choose the route that we went down, right? Because if he wins that game in the final, I don't think any of us have a problem. We'd be in the Champions League this year. It'd be much easier for us to get the players we got. I think we get a midfielder, right?
We spend another trophy. Yeah, and another trophy in the cabinet as well.
Another trophy in the cabinet. And let's not forget, Ollie went through the same fork in the road. He lost the Europa League final, and that was like a big thing people held against him. Even though he finished second in the same season, people held that against him.
Andy,
with all due respect, why are we talking about last season? Because it was just a topic we just discussed. Yeah. What are you saying, Rishi?
Yeah, but Nelson anyway said that we shouldn't count last season. So based on the evidence of this season, I think we are in the thick of it.
No, it was just a thought exercise saying, because I don't think people have actually discussed in detail like what it would take for us to finish whatever 9th, 10th, or 11th versus where we finished. So that's why we're talking about it. And I don't think Nelson's like Amorim out because we sucked last season. I
My
think
my
he wants to.
assessment
I
of
think
his is this
I think
season.
he's Amorim out because we sucked this season.
Yeah. If we suck this season, that my conversation with him changes.
Are you Amorim out, Nelson?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I'm
All right.
out. I assess
Okay.
people with one season. If
Yeah.
we
This
don't,
is he spent too much time on the United stand. He has all the takes. He has the
Yeah.
whole
No.
spectrum of takes. He'll give you
So
9
United
reasons why he's Amorim out, and then the 10th thing he says is, "I'm not Amorim out."
no, because
United stand.
I think we should be
United
fluid.
stand. By the way, is Amorim doubtful.
Yeah.
No,
No,
he's
because
Amorim out, bro. He just doesn't want to say it.
I know,
oh, wait,
but yeah, exactly. It's a bad business. It's a bad business
Oh,
approach, right?
Rishi, okay. Rishi's got to leave.
all
Thanks,
right,
Rishi.
sorry.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
No,
Thanks for the discussion. As always, lovely to be here. We will see you on the Stat Padders episode soon.
Yes, see you on
Right.
Stat Patters, and
All right,
we have a
Rishi.
game on
Have a
Thursday
nice
as
one.
well.
Oh, true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
No, Vinny, my point is like if this season he doesn't reach a certain mark, you have to discuss the other solutions.
Is it
I see a lot of
irrespective of the squad size and the squad depth that we have?
yes,
Because we know
because
that
I think there
we have
should
a
be a
lot of
level.
weakness
There should be a
Okay, all
level
right.
that you think he's going to achieve. If he doesn't
With the
achieve that
squad.
level
Okay.
with the
Okay.
squad, current squad,
Yeah.
no additional
Okay.
midfielders, nothing. If he doesn't meet that level, then you have to review. If he finishes 10th, let's say, we're just putting an argument here. If he finishes 10th, it would be maddening if people come to me and say they're still in. Is my point. Like
what about Sheshko, Cunha / Mbumo? One of them is not available for the whole season.
Still, you have to account for the squad you have. He has to adapt using Zexi. You build a squad. You don't build like one player. If he actually does this, where he focuses on one player, which is what Ten Hag did, and we didn't like that with Ten Hag, where he only had 15 players, I would be apoplectic if you feel like go, oh yeah, it's okay just because he lost one player or two.
I think I'm one notch below you in the sense
Nelson-
that in terms of being more reasonable, or one notch above you on the reasonable scale, because I think there is a world in which we look at everything that has happened. I think you'd agree with me. I think we more agree than disagree, Nelson.
Yes,
because I hear you that on this season he has to perform.
Yes.
And the whole point is we want a manager who can overperform with the squad that he has. I think right now, based on the underlying numbers that I'm seeing and based on what I'm seeing on the pitch, he is overperforming with the squad. Because let's be honest, going into the Palace game, again, we haven't gotten your Palace. I love Sherpa, by the way, on both the live streams yesterday. He's like, Nelson, how's it? Because he was like, because we were predicting the Palace game was going to be a difficult one. So I want to hear from you, Nelson. Tell me what you saw that impressed you with Amorim, because it's not like he didn't do anything, right? The intensity was there from our team, and Palace, according to you, is a much better team. So regardless of them playing Thursday night, they should be doing well against us. So tell me, is there anything you liked in that game that gave you even 5% more confidence in Amorim?
I like the fight. I said that after the yesterday's stream. I said I like the fight that we showed. That shows character. So that's actually a big thing for me. I think character is a big part of what people don't seem to appreciate a lot, is the fight that teams have to win games. So coming back, I love comeback. Whoa. I love teams whenever they fight back. So I'm actually that part I'm okay with.
You can say remontada. You like the remontada.
Yeah, I like the remontada. Yeah. But when it comes to but in terms of like play, I didn't like how we played. I think most people.
Who did you not? Did you watch my video yet?
No. Which one? The
Xerxes video.
No,
one I posted last night.
No,
okay, I posted it last night. Okay. Yeah. Go check it out after the stream. So for me, yesterday, the first half, or even just go watch the game back, right? You're intelligent enough to see the game back and see it. I know when it's live, sometimes you don't see it.
Half, Andy. I have watched the first half. And I was very critic of Zexi during the first half, during our conversation. I even felt that your Zexi video was for me, right? Because you were just just hitting on it. But then one thing that I also realized was that, of course, he also needs to, in his defense, I also mentioned that his quality-wise is far more ahead than Mateta, right? So he should have, showed more. And I think in the second
No,
half he
but
started
Vinny,
showing.
did you see the passes from Casemiro
Yes,
every
and
time?
and from Mason Mount, it
And
was
Mason
horrible.
Mount as well.
It
Every
was
time
horrible.
Xerxes was involved in the play. And what I was surprised by more than anything else was how good Luke Shaw and Dallo were, even in that first half.
Oh,
And Xerxes,
yesterday,
Xerxes was also every
so
time, dude. I only showed 4 clips in my video. There are 8 more clips that I have where Xerxes did the right thing that you would expect him to do. It's just the
yeah,
pass before or the pass after was bad. So when you think about it in real time, you're seeing a 5-second clip in your head. You're like, oh my
yeah.
God, Xerxes was horrible there. But it's not actually true. And yeah, Semix is asking Nelson, are you taking into account misplaced passes and bad decisions? How's that
Yeah,
Amorim's fault if he finished 10th?
yeah, because you choose. I love that question.
Ah,
I
Simics
actually
is
love.
here, right? Is it
I,
Simics?
yeah, that's Civics.
Yeah,
If you put the question up, so I can read through it.
sure.
Misplaced passes is one of the funniest things I love, because one of the things I hate about our current midfield options is that they try and pass the ball so quick and into positions where people are never usually ready. And most of the times, it's not just misplaced passes, it's where you're supposed to be passing the ball. If a guy's expecting the ball to be played into space, we play them into feet. When someone's expecting it into feet, we play it into space.
But is
And
that
and
Amorim telling them to do that?
that's
Yeah,
that's where I
exactly.
would love to. That's
That's a
where I'd
good
love to
question.
see, because the question is, what did they do in practice? Because there's a thing is where I think Dallo. I'll give a good example. I think Dallo must be the best trainer of all time. There's no one who trains better than Dallo, because every single manager loves Dallo. But when you see him play in games, you wonder why the heck is he chosen most of the times, because he doesn't do what he does in training.
But
So I
Nelson,
think there's a there's
we
a
have players
change
like
between
that.
training.
We,
Yeah,
we,
I
we have
agree.
players like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say Ahmad makes a run. Let's say in training, Ahmad normally makes this one. But in game, because he's being pressed by the defender, he decides, I want the ball to feet. All these things
No,
are
bro.
things that we have to
But
account
Nelson, you're not accounting for the
I,
fact that in the
I
game
know
there's the pressure of performing well.
exactly,
There's
for.
the
Yeah.
pressure.
exactly.
There's the pressure from other players. And
Yeah.
listen, I can sit here and do a test exam, right? Maybe I'm
Mhm.
writing the CFA exam or whatever, and get 100% on the exam. I could do a CPA exam, whatever certification you want in the comfort of my own home. If
Mhm.
it's a test, I know there's no pressure on me. If I'm in the exam hall, I'm sweating bullets. I've got the invigilator giving me the side eye, like she knows I'm not going to pass, right? So all these pressures are on you, which is completely, and that's the point. That's what sets apart
But
good players from great
And
players.
remember what I said
Andy,
about
Andy,
the character line
again,
before? Oh, sorry, Vinny, go on.
no, no, it's fine. Again, it
Mhm.
comes down to the player's quality.
Yeah.
We shouldn't discard that. It comes down to the quality. The fact that you are doing it well in training, Amorim giving you the correct instructions to execute it, um, does not mean that you will be able to execute him during the match. That's where we are seeing the differences in quality, especially for our team. Guys, I do remember that one of our press conferences, the coach said they are doing so well in training, so well in training, right? But then when it comes to matches, they flatter to deceive. So I think this is where quality comes in place, right? We cannot really ping this to the manager in that
But
sense.
okay, no, but that's I'm sorry. That actually is an indictment to what he did in training. Because if you trained last week and the things you trained didn't showcase in the game, the next training session you have to assess what happened. What were the factors that came into play? Andy brought up something that he said. I wanted to respond to what Andy had said. Andy
Sure.
had
Okay.
said when he did his CFAs or CPAs, you might be amazing at home, but when you do the test, the pressure gets to you. That's how I see character as a big thing, because one of the reasons I like Xerxes, because that's one of the things Annie and I actually agree on. I like Xerxes even when people are hating on him. Xerxes showed character because when he was getting booed by our fans, what did he do? He bounced back.
Yeah.
Newcastle, yeah.
Yeah, he bounced
Casemiro
back
as well.
heavily.
Casemiro as well.
Casemiro too, exactly.
Yeah.
So those are guys
Maguire.
I know that have great character. But the people I've seen in this team enough, and they're still chosen, that have shown character is an issue. Dallo is one of them. Luke Shaw is
Yeah.
one of them. Like, we've seen enough of it. And we've seen past coaches claim and state, look, Mourinho said, "I don't like Shaw."
Yeah.
We saw that. We've had issues with Dalot multiple times. We've had issues with Maguire from coach to coach. So we know these guys. So if a coach selects them, I have to go, there must have been something you've seen in training. And if it doesn't work out, I have to look at the coach and say, what's going on?
No,
But
Nelson,
Nelson, here's the thing, right?
This is where also how do you call it? This is where the squad size and squad quality and the options that the coach has comes into place. I've seen a lot of people saying drop Bruno, or United stand saying move Bruno to the number 10 position. Bro, if you move Bruno to number 10, nobody in our team is capable of seeing the game as Bruno sees it within our team. Kobe Mino is not capable of doing that. He's very good in short and tight spaces. He cannot even actually throw a long pass, to save his life. So
also, Vinny, it's more basic. It's more
has.
basic than that, bro. When Bruno plays in the left 8, he actually gets forward and plays in the number 10 spaces. He's a box-to-box midfielder. So even when he starts as a midfielder, it's the same thing as saying, oh, he plays 3-4-3, and he's very rigid with his formation. No, bro. At times we play 5-4-1. At times we play 4-4-2, right?
Yeah.
So the same way when you say Bruno is not an 8, because he doesn't play as an 8. He actually plays more as a 10 in this team. He's charged with the ball progression. So with his feet, he interchanges with Mason Mount, with Luke Shaw, with Diogo Dalot a lot, right? That's why I like Dalot a little bit more in this team than I like Dorgu, because yesterday I saw 2 or 3 examples of Luke Shaw getting to the left wing and Dalot playing left center back, right? I don't think Dorgu has that let's say positional
IQ.
ability yet IQ to do that. And again, Nelson, that's getting kind of to my point to what you said, which is I think it's not like Amorim has 10 players to choose from in every position and he's making the wrong decision to pick the wrong player. He doesn't have the player that he would like to pick, because you would agree that Arteta has rebuilt his whole squad in his own image and now he looks like a league contender. Right? Amorim has 5 players that have come in since he has come in, and we could agree that Dorgu is probably not one of those players that he wants right now. Dorgu needs 2 or 3 seasons to come good. So it's really only 4 players, and some people might even say Lomans isn't the guy, but I'll give you Lomans, right? So you have the front 3 and Lomans as the only 4 players, which means he doesn't have his midfielders. Amorim used to be a midfielder himself, right? So he knows the importance of the midfield. I'm telling you, once we see 2 midfield, that's the other thing, right, Nelson? Here's the thing. If we go through this season and we haven't given him a single midfielder in January, are we really going to judge this guy based on a midfield 2 of Bruno and Casemiro? And then next season we buy 2 we buy 2 new midfielders in the summer. We sack Amorim, we get 2 new midfielders, and then we give the next coach that time, and we're saying, oh, the next coach looks better. Of course he's going to look better because he's got 2 better midfielders.
The question is what? Because Arteta's aim is to finish. If Arteta doesn't win the league,
would you keep Amorim if he finishes 8th?
Would I keep? I think he's going to finish 8th.
Is it? So would you keep him or get rid of him?
Like,
would you keep
fire him this summer?
Yeah.
I just don't renew his contract. I don't renew his contract and look for another guy.
But you can't get him into the last season with no contract. You can't do that.
No, I'm saying you look for another person in this next year. Like you don't renew Amorim's contract. That's what.
So then you get a new coach in the summer, then, right?
Correct.
Nelson.
Not
so
this
you would
summer,
sack
the
him.
next summer. The next summer.
But you can't keep a coach. But you can't keep a coach in his last year of his contract. We didn't do that with Ten Hag, and we thought Ten Hag.
What do you mean you can't do that? What's his contract is 2.5 years.
The players may not want to play for him. New players may not want to sign for him because they're saying your coach is going to leave. Like no club does that. You go look at any top club. Palace is doing that because they're a much smaller club, and Glasner wants to go somewhere else. But if you want a big club like any of the top 6, nobody lets the manager go into the last season.
Okay, so if the argument is if you want to say sack him, then yes. If he finishes 8th, he hasn't shown enough of me to go, yes, keep him. Because I actually think this squad, and that's the part that I think that's where maybe I disagree with you guys. I think
I disagree. Let me
finish, Robert. I said
let him just finish his point, and then we'll go to Robert.
This squad is actually a top 4 squad.
It's not.
Yes.
Yes, it's not.
No, bro.
100%.
No,
100%.
way,
Come on,
bro.
you are
I'm not even joking.
Let me tell you this.
You are
Are you done with your point? you
go,
tell me
go,
your
go.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let
okay.
Robert go. Let Robert go.
Okay, you're saying this is a top 4 squad.
100%.
Okay, let me even have my computer on here so that I can look at the
Walk
teams
away.
which are above us. Let's begin with
Yeah.
Arsenal. Arsenal is definitely finishing top 4, right?
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
You look at their squad. Tell me who in their squad, in their first team, can't replace any of our first teamers. First of all,
Exactly.
let's start.
That's not the argument, though. I
Even
don't.
how
By the
many
way,
of
No,
us-
let's start there.
wait,
No,
so
we are
how-
Even how
comparing
many
the
of
squad.
us-
Robert, hey,
how
hey,
many
stop
of
yelling.
our squad?
Well, let me answer one question
How
at a
many
time.
of
I
our
don't go two.
players
I don't
actually
do two
enter
questions
in?
at a time.
Let
One
me
second,
even
Robert.
not ask about
Let me
the
go one
Arsenal
at a
players.
time. Let me go one at a
Okay,
time. You ask
okay,
me
okay,
one
okay.
question. Let's repeat. I don't watch
Okay.
football and go, this guy comes into this team. That's like full FIFA. I don't watch football that way. Teams have specific ways of playing in the sense that if you're a possession-based team, you play possession-based football. Right now,
Yeah.
we look like a counter-attacking team. So if you brought me, I don't know, who would be like Gyökeres to me was our better striker. I think Gyökeres would have been better than Sesko, but they got Gyökeres.
Okay, okay, Nelson, hold on.
That's how I view
If you're saying we can't give you more than one question, you also can't have more than one take
Okay.
when you're responding.
Okay, fair
Stick
enough.
to this
Okay.
take. Don't bring in the Sheshko versus Gyökeres because I'm going to have to debate you then on that. Yeah. yeah.
Okay,
my
okay. Let me continue, Nelson.
Okay,
Okay.
go on. Okay.
You're saying you're a top 4 team.
Yeah.
First of all, let's look at our squad. What's
Sure.
the biggest issue with our squad, first of all? I'll tell you the truth. Any midfielder, almost any midfielder in all the teams that are above us currently will improve our squad. Let's start there, first of all. So our midfield is already weak. Then you look at our striker. Our striker is Sheshko. He's first year in the Premier League. He's a 22-year-old. He's not somebody you want to rely on. Then you have your even let us look at the two most important parts of the team: the striker and the goalkeeper. Your goalkeeper is a 21-year-old. He's in his
23,
first year in the
23,
Premier League.
23.
23.
Oh, he's 23. Yeah,
He's 23.
23. 23. You look at Arsenal. How old is Raya, and how long has Raya stayed in the Premier League? You look at Chelsea. How long has Sanchez stayed in the Premier League? He has a blunder in him, but some days
That's a good question.
And some days, I'll be honest, some days like yesterday,
He's worse than Lemons for me, by the way.
No,
Chelsea's
hold on.
goalkeeper is horrible, but carry on.
Hold on. Give me
carry
one
on.
second, Robert. Give me 1 second. I'll try to summarize Robert's point because I think I know where he's going.
Okay.
Nelson, for me, across a whole season, I've done the math on this. You need 19 wins to get into the top 4.
Yeah.
I have said I've made videos saying we can get into the top 4. But for me, we don't have a top 4 squad. We get into the top 4 because Amorim overperforms with this squad. That is the only reason we get into the top 4, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
Arsenal has a better squad than us. Agree?
Yes.
Chelsea has a better squad than us. Agree?
No.
Oh, really?
Bro.
They do.
Chelsea
They do.
wait.
Chelsea have a better squad than us, but Manchester United has better game changers than Chelsea. That's the fact.
Hold on, Robert.
Give enough to respond on
their
that.
midfield is better than ours. Their midfield is better than ours.
Bro.
Every other position, we are better. And you guys have been smoking something because let's break it down. Their striker is who?
Dilap.
Hold on.
Dilap.
Sorry.
Yeah, all
Delap, right?
Premier League.
Is Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro is better than Sheshko right now.
Delap is Joao Pedro. Okay, I can give you that one.
All Premier
Left
League.
wing we have Garnacho. Garnacho underperformed compared to both Cunha and Mbuma, correct? So would
Okay.
you say we have better wingers?
How is their depth though?
No, we only playing one game a week.
Garnacho is not a starter in their
You're
team,
saying
so don't
squad,
think
though.
of
The squad
Garnacho.
matters.
They
Squad
have
Garnacho is not a
Champions League.
starter.
Don't they have Champions League? You guys are
They
talking
do,
about Robert, by the way, my guy down here literally stated one of the reasons why we'll play well is because people who are playing in the Champions League, Conference League, Europa League will play poorly. So if you can
Go
make
ahead.
arguments and
You have
change
that
it.
one. You have that
So,
one. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
listen, we are talking about the squad.
Yeah.
Because you see, Nelson, you're actually contradicting yourself here.
No,
because
I'm saying the
I told
squad
you
is-
guys, those are the reasons. Listen, because
Okay.
your point is that our team is a top 4 team.
Correct.
And when I said that our team has a chance to be in the top 4 because of this and this. It's not that our squad is a top 4 is a top 4 squad. It's not. It has never been. It's most likely at best 5th or 6th. If this squad does not underperform or overperform, it's 5th or 6th. If it overperforms, it's 4th. And if it underperforms,
So,
it's 8. That's the
Robert, I
fact.
think you're being kind. I think you're being kind. Here, let me just finish my point, right? I just want to land on my thought, and I want Nelson to answer to this before you guys go, and I'll shut up for the rest of the debate. My point is, if you're saying Chelsea's squad is not better than ours, I think their midfield is better.
I think the midfield is better.
Their two midfielders get straight into our team. I think their wing backs are infinitely better. You're forgetting the main position. Malo Gusto, Cucurella in this team would make us so much better. Let's not forget about the wing backs. Joao Pedro right now is better than Šeško. Šeško is gonna get good, but Joao Pedro is better than him. Bro, he's a baller in their team.
I give you that. I don't think he's significantly better, but I think he is better. Because
he's better right now. He's more prem proven. He's a little bit older as well, right? So Joao Pedro is more prem proven right now. The two positions I will give you, and not even positions, two players I'll give you is Cunha and Mbumo are better than their wingers, right? I'll give you that. Those two guys are better. That's the only advantage in the whole squad we have over them.
So
did you watch Fofana play against Arsenal?
Yes.
Did you watch Wesley Fofana?
Yeah.
Horribly injury prone, but on his day, he's better than De Ligt.
Yes. Yeah,
he's much better passer, right? So
but he's injury
depth.
prone.
You might say their quality. He's injury prone. I agree, but so is De Ligt. Before the season, De Ligt also injury prone. Go check his injury history. So when you're saying Chelsea, I vehemently, categorically, scandalously disagree with you that our squad is better than Chelsea's.
If we play the same formation, because here's the thing. Let's play same formation, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3-1. So you're going to say striker you give them, sure, Joao Pedro. The front three being Cunha, Bruno, and Mbumo. That three is better than theirs.
I think we're forgetting Cole Palmer, man.
You think Cole Palmer is better than Bruno? Are you dumb?
Cole Palmer right now, dude?
No, he's not.
Cole Palmer's
Am I saying crazy? Am I saying something crazy here?
You're talking about a guy.
Bro, he's younger. He's so much younger. Guys, am I crazy here? Would we replace? Would somebody not take Cole Palmer over Bruno in the squad? Am I crazy?
Well, personally, I wouldn't take him for.
I wouldn't take him.
I wouldn't take him for. I wouldn't take him for our current formation that we are playing.
No, not our current system. He's saying 4-2-3-1, right?
I'm saying he's playing 4-2-3-1.
Cole Palmer. What? Hold on. Would you not take Estevao over Mbumo?
No,
I wouldn't.
No.
That's also scandalous.
I wouldn't.
No chance.
I wouldn't right now. I wouldn't right now. But the ceiling is much higher on Estevao.
Yes, yeah. That's my argument about Chelsea's whole thing, by the way. And I would love Chelsea's whole thing is every single player they have, their ceiling is higher than every single player Man U has. But I'm looking at them right now, right this season. I think Cole Palmer, it is scandalous that you literally said you would take Cole Palmer over Bruno.
Would right now, bro. He's 31 and Cole Palmer is like 22, 23.
No, for full. And to add on your points, on Cole Palmer, what I'll say is, as I've been saying for the last 2 years, is that we need to let go of Bruno, not because he's per se a bad player, but because wherever wherever football is going, I don't think you want a player who is a proper player when he's around zone 14, because zone 14 even is not a place where you want Bruno to be around. And you look at the way football is happening nowadays, the half space is the place where you want your players to be. And where does Cole Palmer operate? In the half space. Yes, Bruno is class and I'll give it to him, but if you have you won't I won't want to have Bruno in the half spaces, because that is not his game. Even if he receives the ball, first of all, the reason I also think Amorim does not want to play him in the 10s is because in the 10s, it's not really the traditional 10 where he just has to create
also Cole Palmer, if we're having a more normal discussion about how Cole Palmer fits into our squad, he plays at the 10, and I think he has very good competition with Cunha and Mbumo, right? Because Cole Palmer, dude, on his day he can turn it up, like do crazy stuff. That if you see his goal against Bayern in the Champions League earlier this year, it was insane. They had one chance and he put it into the top of the net, right? So Palmer is a very good player, bro. I think Nelson's overall point here is essentially. Hold on. Chelsea. Chelsea is a better. You're saying Chelsea our squad is better, which means you think Maresca is massively overperforming to have them be third right now.
You know,
Okay.
I actually think so. I don't rate Maresca, to be honest with you. I think his style of football isn't one that I prefer, but I think he's
Do you rate Arteta first of all?
no, but he's doing well this season.
How do you say Arteta is
Is he
doing well and then you
overperforming?
don't
Is
say
he
I don't
Maresca
rate
is
him.
doing well?
I don't. He hasn't shown me anything in terms of
Bro.
like his style of football. Like I'm not an Arsenal fan, so I don't. I grew up in an era where our number one haters were Arsenal fans. So when I look at Arsenal, I will never. By the way, just so you know, my wife is an Arsenal fan. She just walked in. I would never ever say in my life that I rate whatever Arteta does. When he wins,
Let
the
me
league,
tell you one thing, Nelson. You see
I'll
the
give
same
him my
ceiling that,
yeah,
at least for me, the
Yeah.
same ceiling that Arteta has, is the same ceiling that Maresca has.
Mm.
And I think Maresca is slightly, just a tad bit, slightly better than Arteta, because Arteta chickens out in
disagree.
some games.
Whoa,
I disagree.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I disagree
I'm
on the
just saying
Maresca.
that's
I
my point.
disagree.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
disagree.
rate
Okay, but
Maresca.
that's
Hold on,
just
hold
my.
on. I don't think Robert is wrong about the chickens out part, because when you look at Arteta on the side of the screen, on the whatever the touchline, he looks like he would rather just have a 2-0 and shut up shop. Like he
And
doesn't
Maresca doesn't.
risk
Maresca
taking.
doesn't chicken
Yeah,
out.
that's
No,
what-
no. Maresca,
Look
listen,
at the
I'm
decisions
not
Maresca
comparing.
Maresca, no,
I
no,
just
no.
said-
The reason,
When they
we
received the red
played
card
them.
against United.
Yeah, when we
He
played them,
started
what he
chicken out.
did.
He chickens out so easily, man.
No,
Even
no,
the
no, no.
Chelsea fans don't rate
Vinny,
Maresca.
Vinny, let me tell you the reason why I've said Maresca is better than Arteta at the moment.
Well,
How long has Maresca been in his job?
I think this is
Is
his
it
second season,
2
right?
years?
Yeah,
3
this
years?
is his second season,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And you look at Arteta, he's molded that squad for. He got into the job. Is it 2019? So
This is his 6th year.
hypothetically,
Yeah,
so this
6
is the 6th year with the same squad, and you're telling me a manager like Arteta is chickening out.
Robert.
At least for Maresca, you can say he's still building his squad, but you can't say the same for Arteta. Arteta has built that team. Every single player in that
This has
squad
just
at the
become a
moment
hot
is
take stream.
Arteta's.
Robert,
I love
first
it.
of all,
It is Arteta's.
I think you.
Every
I think
single
you are
player.
skewing the.
I'm
are
not skewing. No, no,
the
no.
argument a bit.
Yeah,
You are
yes,
skewing
Vinny.
it a bit
Yes.
when you tend to compare the longevity of Maresca and Arteta, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you cannot compare that Arteta has actually, been second, been, within the top 4 because he chickened out. No, he clearly faced better Premier League teams. He faced Klopp. He
Yeah, he
faced a
faced
machine
Klopp
of.
and
He faced
Klopp
Klopp.
and
He
Pep.
faced Pep.
top tier.
Right,
So he
yeah.
made it to the semifinals of the Champions League
never-
last year. Like that's
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
So
He-
but
he's
hold
not
on,
checking it
hold
out.
on, guys.
Okay,
we're
okay,
going
okay,
away
okay.
from our take. We're going away
Okay,
from our
wait.
take. Our question was okay,
As
Nelson.
Nelson
You
walks
need
away.
to stay with me. Okay, just stay with
Okay.
me for a second.
I'm
For
listening.
me, for me, Arsenal has a better squad than us.
Yes, they do.
Chelsea
Man
has a
City
better
do.
squad than us. Man
Okay.
City has a better squad than us. You don't
Mhm.
agree with Chelsea? Fine. Let me just finish my point.
Mhm.
Okay. Man City has a better squad than us.
Yeah.
I think Palace has a better squad than us. You would take their midfield over ours. You'd take their wingbacks over ours.
But in a 3-4-2-1, yes. I
Yes,
think in a,
right?
Actually, you know what? I would take them even if we change formations. I think that
Right. So,
yeah.
so there's 4 teams right there. You don't agree with one of the teams. Then we get to the other teams that are overperforming right now, but based on their underlying numbers, which is Tottenham, Villa, Sunderland. These 3 teams are overperforming.
Yeah.
All 3 of them may not revert to the mean. So you could say one team could go the whole season just overperforming their numbers, right? That could be Sunderland, could be Tottenham, could be Villa.
be
I don't
any
know
of
which one.
Any
Right.
of them, yeah.
So we could put them in 5th, and we could be the team that overperforms as well, right?
go 6th.
So we could be 5th or 6th. And
Okay.
in my opinion, in my humble opinion, our squad is good enough to be 7th, right?
Okay.
And
That's
in
fair.
my opinion, the difference between 7th to 5th or 7th to 9th could be a matter of 3 or 4 points this season because of how close the league is.
Yeah.
At the end of the league, it could be plus or minus 3 points to get you up. So my point is, if Amorim finishes 9th and the difference to 7th is 3 points,
He finishes 9th.
if he finishes 9th and
Yeah.
7th is 3 points away from 9th,
Okay.
I don't think that is a situation you look at and you say, sack him right now. He's not good enough. Because we have so many problems with our squad, that in that situation, I would still back him to, and I'm not saying give him a lifetime contract. Give him a 1-year extension, right? So he doesn't go into his last year the following year. Give him
Okay,
a
give him
1-year
a-
extension and buy
Okay.
players and buy players that you think will work regardless of the manager. Because I think on that we are on the same page. I don't think Amorim's going to last here for the rest of his life.
No.
Right? And
I
I'm
want him
not
to-
saying,
I
and I'm
want him
not
to-
believing
I-
in Amorim. No, hold on. I'm not saying I want Amorim to stay regardless of the results. I want him to keep impressing me with what he does. And if he can't figure it out, let him go. But give him a chance with a proper midfield. Give him a chance with the proper wingbacks. Because all of these coaches that you like, Nelson, more than Amorim, Maresca has like a £2 billion squad or whatever.
I don't like
crazy
Maresca,
amounts
by
of
the way.
money.
I just want that to be clear. I don't like Maresca. I don't like
That's fine.
Arteta.
That's fine.
I don't like any of. Okay,
All these managers
go
that
on.
you don't like are overperforming, though, according to you. Because you said Maresca's overperforming with that Chelsea squad.
Overperforming.
Yeah.
I think Arteta's playing at the level he should be, and I think Pep is playing at the level he should be.
But Amorim is underperforming.
Amorim is underperforming because
that's what I'm saying. Amorim is underperforming.
What's seventh? What's seventh right now?
Yes.
I think he's performing at his level right now.
So he was underperforming last week, and we won the game
10th.
this week, and we're at.
Because he was 10th.
Yeah, bro. Because the one game has moved us 3 positions. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Let me clarify my point so that I get you more. This was the 100 people still on the side because they enjoy Wiley.
No, this is great. This has turned into a hot take show, and I love it.
So
there's a reason Nelson hasn't been kicked off yet.
Here's my point, guys, that I think is being lost here. I think the squad played in a different way could definitely give us higher points. It's not to say that it's meant to build a team. Robert, I just said 3 words, bruv. Like, give me a second. I said if we play in a different, like let's give you an example. In the first season of Ten Hag, and we don't talk about him because we hate him, but in the first season of Ten Hag, we played poorly. He adjusted the team to play in a specific way. We finished 4th, in which I think he overperformed, and the stats show he overperformed. In terms of our squad, every single position that we're talking about, except center backs, I would give you, full backs, I would give you. We have Casemiro, who's at the moment in his stats, the best DM, one of the best DMs in this league.
Yeah, but the stats are deceiving, Nelson.
Sure, but what I'm saying is,
to go 5 yards when he needs to go
5 yards. It
was horrible yesterday too.
100. You think so? I thought he was okay.
Yeah,
I
horrible.
thought Casemiro was okay.
You need to go watch the video, Nelson.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it again. I want to watch the game again.
No, watch the first half again and watch how many mistakes Casemiro made, because
we lost the game from the midfield.
His worst half. That was the worst half, and Bruno was also bad yesterday.
Bruno was bad. I didn't like Bruno's game yesterday. When it comes to Bruno, to me is a 10. I know you see him as a box-to-box midfielder. He'll always be a 10 to me.
No, he's doing a job. He's doing a job. I'm not saying he's doing a job. Yeah.
Because the reason why I see him as a 10, he's the highest
Nelson,
chance creator.
Nelson, did you watch Bruno from Sporting and also from Udinese?
No. Oh no, I don't watch. I don't watch Sporting.
I think he also did a lot of box-to-box jobs in there. So for me, right, I see people shouting Bruno as a 10. I don't think it's that crazy for Bruno to be operating in the current position that he is playing right now. Okay. He is familiar with it. Yeah, he's very.
Did he play in a double pivot or did he play in a 3-man midfield?
I think he played in a double pivot, right? Also from Sporting, because Bruno is not a real 10. I see Bruno to be a box-to-box midfielder. That's a crazy shout. He has the ability to be a.
But Nelson, I'll tell you what. The reason why I'm a little more riled up than usually, is because I think you have made some of the takes that I'm saying today, but in this setting, you are disagreeing with some of those takes. Like, I think you agree our wingbacks are not up to the mark. Even Ahmad is someone who's doing a job in that role. He's not the perfect profile of Amorim wingback, right? I think you agree that our midfield isn't up to the mark. So you bringing up Casemiro's stats is irrelevant, because we don't look at Casemiro in the team.
But
guys,
say this is the best.
Have you seen the comment from Sean?
What did Sean say?
Yeah, I just want to read. Also, Ernest Wright, thank you so much for your super chat, bro.
Yeah.
He says United has injury-prone players and old as well. A team that has that many injury players and that midfield can't be a top 4 team in my opinion. And so that's the thing, because I feel like you're discounting the underinvestment in the team from Ineos and Glazers.
No, I
feel
not.
like you're discount and your
am
second point, your
Mhm.
second point that you made, which is there is a style of play that gets this squad into top 4. I
Mhm.
agree with you, but that is Nuno Espirito Santo with Forest getting them into top 4.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good one.
but that's my
Right?
point. though.
That's but
Wait.
we don't want to play counter-attacking football. We
No.
don't want to play Ten Hag football.
My argument is this squad is good enough for top 4, and that
It is not.
argument.
Nelson, that's why I'll cut you off.
Go ahead,
Because
Rod.
the last
If you
time
play
you-
counter-attacking
you-
football, bro,
somebody-
you play with
Yeah,
40% possession, then we
Yeah.
can get into top 4. That
Go
would be a
ahead.
smash
The
and
last
grab.
time-
That would be a repeat of Ten Hag's first
Ten
season.
Hag's-
We don't want that
Correct.
again.
Okay. So the thing that okay, Robert, I actually want to hear what you're about to say before I feel
Yeah.
like I'll repeat myself. So go on.
Yeah.
I think actually Andy has just said what I was about to say, because
Okay.
when people say that Amorim wants to play a different way, I don't think actually people are taking into account the fact that Amorim knows he can play a different way to give us results. He said it in his first season. He said, I can play differently. We win games, but we will be back here when we try to progress. He said that if somebody can find
Yeah,
the press
I do remember.
the
I
press
do remember.
conference,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
the
I remember
press conference where he said that,
Yeah.
By the
then
way,
somebody put it up for us here so that Nelson can read that. So
No,
every
I
single
remember
thing
that.
that
I
each and
actually
every
read, like,
single
comments.
armchair
Let me-
manager is is saying that Amorim should do. Amorim has already thought of that long ago, because that's why he's the manager, and that's why the rest of us, we are here. We are talking here in YouTube, okay? And I'm not doing shit to the rest of us, and I'm not. That's why I'm saying, whichever argument you come up with on why Amorim should finish fourth, Amorim has already thought of that, but he's like, I want us to do this. I want us to progress. Look at Klopp. How long did he build that team? He built that team after 8 long years. Look at Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola himself, even he's not a rebuild manager.
Now,
How
you-
long did it take
Listen.
him at City to have
Yeah.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish
Okay,
my point.
I'll
Let
let
me
you
finish
finish.
my point.
I'll let you
Because
finish.
I'll tell each and every single person on the stream, I think this team is still 3 to 4 years before it's a proper team. So I think
No.
we are still going to go through some hurt. You're going to cry, you're going to have results where you're like, damn, this team is bad, because we are very, very far. You look at the team
Sean
that
is sharing his grocery list in the comments below, guys.
if you look if you look
Zach
at Pep
Norgard,
Guardiola,
Xhaka, Ugo Chukwu, add some onions, maybe some pumpkin.
No, Robert, I hear you. By the
no,
way,
let me finish my point, Nelson.
Okay,
Let me
go on.
finish my point.
Mhm.
I was talking about which are the top teams, like the teams which have played beautiful football for the last 4 or 5 years are Liverpool, City, and let's say Arsenal. So you look at Arsenal, Arteta has been building that team for the last 6 years. He has not even yet won a league.
Mhm.
You look at Klopp, he built that team for 8 years and he won one
One title.
Premier League title, one
Yeah.
in the 8 years. You look at Pep Guardiola, who joined a team which had won the Premier League trophy 2 years before. He did not even he just managed to
Dismantled.
take
He
the team
dismantled
into
the
fourth. He took the team into fourth in his first season, and he later signed 16 players from a team that had won the EPL
So,
like in
Robert,
2 years before he joined.
I hear
So
you- I
when you
hear
say that, well, all you say, let me just finish. I'm now finishing. So when you say that Amorim is not a good manager, I really don't get how you're saying he's not a good manager. Yet I think in the market, in all the managers I've seen, that I will be like, okay, he's a good manager. He's the only manager who can do a proper rebuild. I've not seen another one who has done a proper rebuild as he has done.
Who?
That's just me.
What'd you say?
Amorim, because with
Amorim?
Sporting, the amount
no.
of turnover he went through every year.
There's
But yeah,
so
Nelson, go
much.
for it.
There's so much dross that Robert has brought up right now that was
Okay.
killing me. When
Okay.
because I remember this. I remember when Pep joined. I remember when Klopp joined, and I remember what they tried initially. They tried to play their systems. Klopp came in, tried to play heavy metal gegenpress, and he was getting battered. And he realized he couldn't play it, and he adjusted. Pep tried to play possession-based football, started getting beat up by teams. He adjusted. The issue I had with Amorim, and I remember
But-
that conference.
but Nelson, you're
Andy, you let this guy talk for 10 fucking minutes. I need to speak.
Okay.
Let me
10 minutes?
let's continue. When
It felt like
when-
10 to Nelson.
Yeah,
Okay.
when Pep and Klopp came in, they adjusted the way they played. They didn't play the same way. They actually changed. One of the things was if you watch Borussia Dortmund, Klopp is on. I wanted Klopp at Man U, by the way, and it sucked that Ferguson.
No, I
wanted
agree.
him.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Ferguson
I
wanted
He
wanted
said
him.
no. He
Yeah,
said no to
he
the
said no.
project.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he said
Yeah.
no.
Klopp,
Yeah.
Ferguson wanted him. Klopp said no. He played a 4-3-3. When he came to
No, 4-2-3-1.
No, he played 4-3-3 first. When he had
No.
when he had
4-2-3-1 from. Oh, okay.
He played 4-3-3 and adjusted. He would adjust 4-3-3, 4-2-3.
Are you talking about his time in Germany or when he came?
Yes, his time in Germany. His time in
No,
Germany.
he played a 4-2-3-1.
He played 4-3-3 when he had Götze, Gundogan, Sahin. That time he played 4-3-3 and then changed it to 4-2-3-1 when he changed players. I remember Klopp's season very well. We can go down that rabbit hole. When he came to Liverpool, he tried implementing every single one of those styles. He struggled. And I agree. Onana is an issue we'll bring up at a later point.
Onana is out of the. He's out of the.
we don't bring up
Even
Onana
this season, bro, Onana cost us on his way out.
I agree.
And
We hate
Binder
Onana.
cost us on his way out. Right?
There's
We lost
no-
to Arsenal
there's-
because of Binder.
Yeah, he
There's
cost
no-
us
there's
points.
no- I'm not gonna bring up Onana. Onana is a shit
Which
show. I
top
don't
4
want that.
team has Onana, Binder as their keepers,
But we
bro?
don't have him now, though. We don't have him now.
We did.
And-
They impacted where we stand in the season right now, and
Yeah,
that
I'm not saying-
impacts where we finish.
I'm saying over the whole season, and I'm including we can't keep ignoring the fact that we're not far from fourth right now, are we? We're not that far.
Points
we're
wise,
far
we're
from-
not. No,
Yeah.
3
So-
points away
so-
from fourth. Yeah.
So my point is, and this is my ending point, Robert. The way we play right now, every single person agrees we don't have the players for that system. My argument is always easier to change systems when you're winning as opposed to when you're struggling. Because now every single player we're getting, they need to excel, every single one. When you were talking about Pep, you talked about Pep building it. How many center backs did Pep buy? How many fullbacks did he buy? How many? He bought like
But
20.
that's the point. He didn't adjust his system. He waited till he had the players
No, he adjusted
play
the
his system. He
You
went
remember?
back to the same system, bro.
He
He
adjusted
started
the system.
buying stronger players and tried
Yes.
teaching them tiki-taka football. And that's
Yeah.
the only change he made to adapt to the Premier League, because Rodri, much stronger than the players he had
Correct.
before. His
Yeah.
defenders, much stronger than he had before. So he didn't adapt his system. He found the players that could execute his system in the Premier League. That
And
was the change
eventually-
that happened.
But my point is, it's going to be harder when you're literally playing a system that requires two excellent DMs or two excellent eights or whatever, however you see his formation going to evolve to. It's going to be harder to find three excellent center backs, not just one, three of them. You need excellent wing backs. If we
Bro,
get,
we talked about
we
that.
brought this up
It's not
multiple
about
times.
excellent. It's about fitting the profile. Because
So-
we talked about Van Hecke. Van Hecke at Brighton is not an
Mhm.
excellent center back, but he suits the system much better than the center backs we have right now because he's
Yeah.
a good progressive passer.
The
Right?
argument you brought
So-
up to me before was character's a thing. Hecker, I heard Shant, my good friend Shant say, if you
Even
bring
Van de
in
Ven,
some of these,
Van de Ven,
yeah,
Van de Ven
if you
from
bring in
Tottenham
people
Hotspur
from lower
were very
levels, it's not a guarantee they'll work up here. They might perform well down, but it's not a guarantee they're going to perform well up
Oh,
here.
hold on. Brighton isn't like 17th. Brighton's a team
No.
that's finished in the top half of the table for the last 4 or 5
But-
years.
But the expectations are
That
what,
we
top
both
10?
be losing it. Brighton's a team
Yeah.
that plays with more possession than we do. So
Right.
that's not a low level team. We're not buying a Wolves center back, right?
Mhm.
We're talking about a Brighton center back. So that's a different argument. I hear what you're saying. I
Yeah.
hear you on the fact that, if we go get a Sunderland center back, for example, he might not work in our team because he's, still in the championship mold. He might be too Brexit FC in the sense that he doesn't have enough technical qualities. But listen, the place where I disagree with you is that Amorim does not have his players right. Okay, let me take it a step back even further, because
Mhm.
from what you're saying, you agree with what Ten Hag did in his first season to get third.
Yes, I agreed with what he did. What I
And how
disagreed
did that
with-
turn up? How
No.
did that end?
Are we changing arguments? Ten Hag literally said, "I will never play the Ajax style football." When he came,
Why?
he
Why?
said that.
he couldn't.
Because we don't have the
Yeah,
players.
he couldn't. But
Don't have the
also
qualities.
remember,
You don't have the
he
material.
only focused on one midfielder. he said he can only play with
Frankie
the
de
guy
Jong.
at Barcelona, Frankie de Jong. That's a ridiculous manager. A manager who says I can only play with one specific midfielder.
Well,
It's
he
not
needed that
ridiculous
type of
because
player,
the system,
and we
he
didn't
needed
get
that
him
type
that
of
player.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're tight.
Actually,
But
Nelson,
he's
Nelson,
Let me
focused
give
on
you an
only
example.
one.
Let me give you an example, Nelson.
Go on. Yeah.
You've been mentioning Pep countless of times. How many keepers
Yes.
have he actually, bought to have
How
gotten the
many did he
right
buy?
one? I think he got rid of Joe Hart.
He got
bought
rid of Joe
Bravo.
Hart. Yeah.
He bought Bravo, got rid of Bravo until he got Ederson. So
Yeah.
2 already, right?
Mhm.
That profile that Frankie de Jong has is very difficult. It's rare. It's very difficult to find.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree to what Ten Hag was saying, and I know definitely that you watched and enjoyed how Ajax used to play during Ten Hag's tenure.
100%.
So
Yeah.
it makes sense to me, right? That you cannot play that system with a Casemiro.
Mhm.
You can't play that system with, let's say, a Caicedo. You need
Mhm.
a very it's a bit peculiar to certain kind of players, right? So it's like the Gengen pressing. You
Mhm.
cannot,
I think the point is, Nelson, you're where we differ right now is that you're okay looking at it a bit more short term in terms of this season. We need to get top 4, so play the
Yes,
way it takes to get top 4.
'cause you
Whereas
need
for
top
me,
4.
I think if we do that, if we give these players a way out from playing the system, we can
Mhm.
never come back to playing the system. Because
But
Ten
which
Hag
players?
suffered
Are
from
we
the same
getting rid
problem.
of all of them? And we getting rid of multiple of
No,
these players?
I'm saying if you allow them to go to a 4-2-3-1 and allow them to get comfortable with that system, we will never be able to play 3-4-3 the way Amorim plays it now. And that the 4-2-3-1 with this team in this league right now, look at Klopp, he's playing it, he's struggling with it. Pep, as we know, has played 3-2-4-1 a lot last season and this season. A lot of teams are switching. Slot himself wants to switch to a 3-5-2. Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of teams that are looking at the 3 at the back system, and we just seem to be ahead of the curve in that sense. I think we signed the right manager and put him in not the ideal situation, and we're trying to get to the ideal situation, which is give him the players that suit the system and that can make it work. The difference is that this season, if he adapts, if he changes his system, tries to play a different formation, it's going to hinder our growth towards the project we want to get to. Because if he's going to be tactically flexible and change his system, then we shouldn't have hired him in the first place. I think the whole point was they looked at him and said, we're going to go through struggles. We're going to be there together. That's why Ratcliffe came out after Brentford 3-1 and said he needs 3 years. Because they've looked at it and they've said, we don't have the squad. And that's where we disagree, that we don't have the squad.
My concern is every single player we're supposed to be targeting should be able to adapt to multiple systems. Okay? That is how I've always viewed it. And a good example is what you said with Pep. When Pep brought the people he played, when he changed systems the next season, those guys adapted very easily. And that's a point that I understand Amorim's point of view, by the way, and I agree with his point of view. My issue is the way he's trying to implement that point of view. Because if he says that he's willing to lose games or willing to do this, that's why
guys, I need to go in like 2 minutes. I'm sorry. I love this conversation. We can have it again tomorrow. And I know Nelson's going to bring the same heat. That's what I appreciate about him. Guys, all of you guys shitting on Nelson's takes, by the way, the thing I appreciate about Nelson is that he's willing to substantiate.
Yeah.
No, he's willing to substantiate what he's saying. He's not just putting some shit out there willing for it to stick. And I appreciate he's here having a conversation, right? So give some love to Nelson. Don't just hate on Nelson.
No,
okay?
Like Andy, also right, he also makes the show very interesting because he brings a very different perspective to the table, right? So we cannot all agree, and I really love it. And it's not actually.
Let me just say this before I leave. Before you leave, Andy, there's this thing that Nelson has said. He said that he's not okay with the way that Amorim is approaching how he wants his system to be played. And he has said that Amorim said he's okay to lose games. Let me tell you what, actually, Nelson, Pep has never changed his system since the day his system started working. He's changed the approach to the way his system is played. And also, second of all, you have said that Amorim said he's okay with losing. Pep himself, when he lost to Brighton after they had lost 2 games in a row, first to Tottenham and second to Brighton, he said, do you think I'm okay with playing these 1,000 passes here and there? yes, I'll continue playing like this and I won't stop. That's what Pep Guardiola said. So that if that's the case, Pep Guardiola was okay losing if as long as the way he wants to play is how his players play. So if you say Amorim's approach is wrong, I think if you have to be a top manager, you have to have also some sense of ego. Because also the way I look at it, these players are shit. These players are very, very bad. None of these players, I don't even trust any of these players. And the
Robert,
reason some of these results
Yeah,
are
Robert,
very,
let
very
Robert.
shit.
Sean
Let me.
wrap us up, bro.
I
Wrap
have
us
very
up.
small.
Yeah, Sean
very
is gonna
small.
wrap us up. Yeah, let's
I'm
go.
going to give a quick analogy. When you're trying to get someone to lose weight, there's two ways to go about it. You can starve yourself and you can get yourself to that weight goal that they want to get, but you're going to rebound and you're going to be even worse. When you really want to make real changes, you have to do the things that might cause immediate pain in the short term, like changing your diet,
The
changing your
lifestyle
habits,
changes.
the
Yeah, the
lifestyle
lifestyle
changes.
changes.
And that's where the philosophy, I believe, is more appropriate, and this slower burn is where we're getting this type of like, we should be better, we should this. Yeah, sure. But we did the starvation mode before. It didn't work out to good end. So with that, I have to go. Sorry.
All right, guys. With that, we'll also end it. Nelson, I appreciate you, bro. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow.
Yeah.
Robert seems like the new Rishi in the sense anytime a wild Nelson appears, a wild Robert also appears. It's a Pokemon analogy for you guys. But I love this stream, guys. I love this community because listen, I enjoyed that discussion. This was a bit of a hot take session. We're talking about Arteta, Maresca, getting Nelson to defend his wife's club. But it's okay. We can do it. And you guys have a great rest of your day, man. Members exclusive video dropping later today. So go check that out. And yeah, I love you guys, man. I love every single one of you guys that are still watching. You guys are legends. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time, with more hot takes coming. All right. Peace out.
All right. See ya.